Welcome, Friday Night Lights fans. It is game day live from Stonington High School, where the game of the week in the ECC features two teams looking to stay atop of Division II, the home Stonington High School Bears and the visiting Lancers of Waterford. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, and tonight, Keith, Waterford tries to show they are for real, and Stonington tries to show that they can continue to win outside of the heavyweights in the ECC.
Yeah, sure thing, Casey. Waterford comes in here 4-2, losers of two straight to Ledyard and Bacon, looking to get back in the win column. And Stonington has done everything but beat the heavyweights in the league.
Squib kick taken by the Lancers, Chris Contres, and he is wrestled to the ground back after the 32-yard line. We're going to get a flag on the play, a little bit of shenanigans after the play, and we'll see, but it looks like it might be unsportsmanlike against the Bears.
Casey, Stonington comes into this ballgame 4-3. They've lost to the heavyweights killingly. NFA, New London, played them all very tough. They look to get back into the win column, go 5-3, move forward with their season. As for Waterford, well, a hot start at 4-0, back-to-back losses, tough losses to Ledyard and Bacon, just trying to right the ship and figure out who they are once again moving down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, they've lost to two teams, Ledyard and Bacon, who, although they have struggled this year, and they have not struggled defensively, very good defenses, they are not going to receive any quarter tonight from another very good defense, the Stonington Bears. But Waterford gets its most electrifying player on the field, quarterback Spencer Hoagland. He is going to be under in the shotgun on the first play from scrimmage from their own 20. Hoagland hands off up the middle to Luke Bars, and Bars goes off of left tackle for a gain of about 2. Tackle made on the play by Connor Woodworth.
Coach A.J. Massengale and his staff from the Stonington Bears are very concerned about Spencer Hoagland. He is the playmaker. He is the motor for this Waterford offense.
2nd and 8 from the 22. Waterford going right to left in the visiting whites, all white with the blue helmets. Hoagland from the shotgun. Fakes it, keeps it to himself, and he is hit immediately. Nice coming up on making the hit that time was Josh Giorgetti after only a couple yards. And Sports Doctor, keeping Hoagland under wraps tonight is the mission for that Bears defense.
Yeah, and the Bears defense, they're going to have to establish something up front in the defensive line, and their linebackers are going to have to be very active. Listen, they've seen speed. They've seen Jawan Johnson up close and personal. Now they're going to see the intangibles that this senior quarterback brings for the Lancers.
Cardoza and Craig split left. Hoagland from the shotgun hands the ball straight up the middle to Bars, and Bars leans forward, crosses the 30, and that'll be enough for the first down of the game for the Lancers, and the chains will move.
Yeah, Luke Bars, a senior running back this year for the Lancers, doing work. And again, read option, a spread offense, nothing too fancy. Coach John Strecker told us last night, listen, we do what we do.
And in the past 2 games, that has not been very good. But in the first 4 games of the year, that was something special. They're trying to get back to the original. Hoagland from the shotgun. Bars goes across the formation, gets the handoff off the right end. Bars has a little bit of room, breaks it off tackle, and crosses the 35-yard line, where he is brought to the ground by number 33. That is Kyle Whipple.
3 carries for 10 yards for Bars, and you see the inside running, and that time you saw a little bit to the outside. Almost a jet sweep that time from the tailback position and the handoff. Again, spread you out, run the ball. That is the Lancers' bread and butter.
2nd and 5 from their own 36-yard line. 9:50 remaining in the ball game. Hoagland will be under the shotgun with Bars to his right. Hands the ball off to Bars, off a left tackle. Bars cuts it back up into the secondary and goes down around the 40-yard line in the hands of Travis Pacheco. He'll be short of the first down, but very manageable. 3rd and perhaps less than a yard.
Again, the line of scrimmage, Casey, tonight, very important for this Stonington Bear defensive line to establish it early. It seems to me if you can take away the run game away from the Lancers and force them to throw the ball, that's where Stonington wants them to be.
Twins left for the Lancers, split right. Hoagland from the shotgun. Gives it to Bars. Bars off a left tackle. Not much there. Churning forward. It's going to be all about the spot. The linebackers of the Bears, which are the strength of their team, came up and stuffed Bars right at the yard marker. And the officials are saying, yes, with his forward momentum, they give him the first down at the 42-yard line.
Big 56, Josh Giorgetti for the Stonington Bears at the initial point of attack that time. But Bars just pushing himself over the line, keeping the sticks moving for Waterford on their first possession of the ballgame.
Anna Bellini wide right, Cardoza and Craig down to the bottom of the set. Hoagland to throw. Plenty of time looking deep down the sidelines for Anna Bellini, and he's got him at the 30-yard line. Great throw that time by Hoagland. Liam Wallace had great coverage out there, but a pass was complete, perfectly thrown ball, and it'll be a first down for the Waterford.
Timing pattern on that play where Hoagland throws the ball to a spot. Annie Bellini's responsibility to run underneath the ball and catch it. Easy pitch and catch that time for the Lancers. They are moving the football at will on the opening drive.
Got to check that. I believe that might have been Craig on the reception wearing 1 versus 11 of Anna Bellini. Hoagland fakes it. Now he does hand to Anna Bellini on a little end around. He got it first down and more. Crosses the 20-yard line to the 18. That time we got a chance to see Dan Anna Bellini as he took the ball off of a little inside end around, cut it back, and got another Waterford first down. They are moving the chains.
Yeah, nice cutback, like you said. I mean, that play was designed to go to the outside. Anna Bellini saw a lane, cut back, took it, and got great yardage for the Lancers.
And we are going to have a whistle on the field. Going to have our first officials' time. They're getting things set, and now we're going to wind the clock. This time, Craig and Anna Bellini go wide left for the Lancers. And call that Cardoza. Cardoza and Craig go wide left, and Anna Bellini to the right of the formation. Bars in the backfield. Hoagland from the shotgun. Hoagland, quarterback keeper, straight up the middle, gets into the secondary, spins, and about 8 yards on the first play. Nice run there by Spencer Hoagland.
You know, and what we're seeing out of this Waterford offense, Casey, on their first possession is rhythm. It's tempo. And this is how this offense operates at its very best. You're seeing a little bit of running, you're seeing a little bit of passing, but a bag of tricks post-Halloween for the Lancers on the opening drive.
2nd and 2, ball at the 8-yard line on the first possession of the ball game. Cardoza and Anna Bellini go wide right, and Peter Torello wide left. In motion, Anna Bellini. Another one, a little end around, cuts it back inside, bounces off of a tackler, and down inside the 5. Again, that's Cardoza. The Lancers are moving guys around and putting different guys in different places, and I'll get it right eventually, but that's Cardoza with a first down, and that is going to make it first and goal for the Lancers with 7:21 remaining.
Yeah, number 11, senior Kyle Cardoza. He may be Waterford's smallest player, but he may be one of their most electrifying as well.
Craig wide left, Anna Bellini wide right, Cardoza in the slot. Handoff goes to Bars. Bars tries to get outside and can't do it. Great job from his linebacker position. Kyle Whipple came up, made the tackle for a loss.
Senior Kyle Whipple talked about how important this ball game is to this bunch, and like you said, 4-3 on the year. Want to improve to 5-3 and march down the last couple weeks of the season. The Bears will need to call upon senior Kyle Whipple tonight.
Bears win tonight. They can clinch the ECC Division II. Lancers looking still for postseason play. They still have to face New London in a couple of weeks. 2nd and goal. Keeper by Hoagland, and again wrapped up after virtually no gain. Nice job that time by the Bears' interior line, getting to Hoagland before he could make that initial cut, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
12 plays on this opening drive for this Lancer offense. They've gone downfield quite efficiently, Casey, looking at a 3rd and 4 for Pater.
Don't forget, Hoagland is also a weapon as a kicker, so they also have the ability to kick field goals, which is a rarity in the ECC. This time, Hoagland again keeps it himself, makes a cut, churning for the goal line. He's not going to get there, and Waterford is going to have a decision to make on its first drive of the game. It will be 4th and goal from about the 1-yard line. I got to think they go for it here.
Yeah, on the road, go for it. Roll the dice, take a chance, go for it. When you got that offensive line, you got those running backs and that big tailback, why not? And you know what? Waterford's going to talk it over a little bit, Casey, and find out what they're going to do here.
Timeout on the field, Lancers. We have 5:42 remaining in the first period. Waterford on its initial drive. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports Dr. Keith O'Brien. Got the stat guru in the house. And Keith, when we talked to Stonington coach A.J. Massengale, he had a lot of respect for the talent of Waterford. And I love, coaches don't talk in names. They only know the numbers of the guys. Number 8. And he said, number 8's a stud.
He's a stud. He's a handful, and he's a playmaker. And again, it's the rhythm, it's the tempo of this drive which Waterford has been lacking in the last few weeks. Casey, we're 13 plays in, 14th play going for 6 on the opening drive, just what the doctor ordered for this Lancer offense.
The other thing that Stonington was very concerned about, he said, have you seen the size of that offensive line on Waterford? Well, they're going to need to make a push here because it is 4th and goal. Ball is marked inside the 4-yard line. Hoagland from the shotgun. Keeps it. Going to throws on a slant, and it's incomplete. Great job on the coverage. Liam Wallace jumped the route. He's the quarterback, and Coach Massengill loves him as a football player. Well, that was a football play right there, and that's kind of what Waterford's been suffering of late.
I am Liam Wallace. He says he steps up 14 plays on the opening drive for the Waterford Lancers, and they come up empty. A little bend but don't break for the Stonington Bears. Now they get a chance to operate from the shadow of their own goalposts and flip field positions. I like that. I am Liam Wallace.
Yeah, the only number that mattered on that drive is the 0 that they came out of it with. Wallace will operate the exact opposite for the Bears. Under center, tight wing. Handoff goes straight up the middle for a gain of about, let's call it, 4 yards. That was Hayden Perilla on his first carry of the night. Wallace comes to the sideline to get the play. You're going to see a lot of Perilla and Nick DiDominicis, John Curtin and Owen Donahue, Dave Bebo, lots of guys. Riley Burnside. Stonington wants to spread the ball around, get lots of different people touching the football. 2nd and 7 from the 8-yard line. Wallace under center, in motion, Perilla. And the ball's on the turf. Ball's on the turf. Waterford is saying they got it.
They got it.
And they do. Waterford Lancers recover the fumble and are right back knocking on the door of the Stonington Bears.
Wow, what a big turn of events here in the initial drive for the Stonington Bears. They made a big defensive stand and cough it up and give it right back. Penalties and mistakes and turnovers. High school football, not good, Casey.
Anna Bellini goes wide right. Craig wide left and Cardoza in the slot. Handoff straight up the middle to Luke Bars. Touchdown, Waterford Lancers. Luke Bars with a great tough move off a right tackle. Got the yardage easy, and the Lancers are on the scoreboard.
Flags on the play for a little excessive celebration that time, but again, Luke Bars taking advantage of the Stonington turnover, punching it in for 6 points. This Waterford offense looks really, really sharp early going in this ballgame.
4:49 remaining, 6-0 Waterford. Hoagland will stay on for the extra point. One of the best legs in the area. They will mark off the penalty, and shouldn't matter much, but we'll see whether the penalty is marked on the extra point or is it marked off on the kickoff.
Maybe marked off on the kickoff. 7 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown for senior Luke Bars.
And it looks like Waterford's considering going for 2, which is an interesting decision considering Hoagland's leg and his high success rate. But right now the offense is still on the field for the Lancers. The officials are going to give us the sign, dead ball. Delay of game against Waterford, and also a personal foul
unsportsmanlike
against Waterford. So they're talking with Stonington coach A.J. Massengill right now over what he would like to do with the various penalties. I believe they will mark off one of the penalties now, and then the other one will get marked off on the kickoff.
Looks like they're going to mark off the 15-yarder here, Casey, and make that extra point. Basically comes down to about a 35-yard field goal.
Well within the range of Hoagland. Let's see if they're going to use him as a kicker here or as a quarterback. He's acting as a quarterback right now, which means they're going to go for the extra point. Now he's going to put the tee down. Tee right on the 30-yard line. This is a 40-yard extra point. Well within his range, but the key here is blocking. We see week in, week out. It's not about the leg of the kicker. It's about defending the kick enough to get it off. Great job last week on the video, if you watched Wired Zone, of Coach Jamal Davis explaining to one of his guys how you have to block there on the edge.
Sure, yeah.
So Hoagland attempting the extra point from his own 30-yard line. Snap is good, kick is good, and it is up. It is plenty long enough, and it is no good, just wide left. Hoagland hit it, just sailed wide left, and Waterford loses out on a chance for a 7th point.
Yeah, that is the 27th unsportsmanlike or personal foul penalty this year against the Waterford Lancers, and that time it cost them. It cost them a point. It cost them, possibly 2 points a shot for going 2, or made the extra point, like you said, back from almost 35 yards.
When you have had back-to-back weeks, 5 turnovers and a loss to Ledger, same thing last week against Bacon Academy. When you have weeks like that, Coach Strecker said, we had a great week of practice there, and we saw the offense looked good, but it's those things. It's the penalties, the little points here and there that you give away that can drive a coach mad.
Yeah, listen, over-excitement on the touchdown, a little excessive celebration. I get it, but again, in high school football, when you've got 2 teams that are evenly matched like this case, it's tough to give a team any kind of advantage.
Hoagland will kick off from his own 40-yard line, so the penalty was marked off on the extra point. The Bears have a trio of players deep. John Curtin among them. He's a little far back. D. Dominicus and Burnside are also back for the Bears. Hoagland with that very strong leg. We've seen him often put the ball in or through the end zone. So we'll see if Stonington has an opportunity to return this kick. 4:49 remaining here in the first period. Stonington will have a chance to, with a second possession, not on their own goal line.
This kid's got a leg, though, doesn't he?
Hoagland approaches it from the 40. Booming, high, spiraling kick. It will be returned, although it's fumbled by Curtin. Not a lot of room, cuts up the middle, and a great job by the Waterford Lancers as Curtin is taken down at the 15-yard line. So not a good thing but for the Bears. Back-to-back possessions now deep within their own territory.
Number 8 is, he's got a leg, that's for sure. He can kick the football.
We've seen a couple kids this year who really had, great extra points and field goal attempts, and he is certainly a weapon out there.
Pretty close to the top of the list that we've seen so far in the ECC, that's for sure.
1st and 10, Stonington. Ball at their own 15-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle and nothing there. Great job by the Lancers as the ball loose again.
I think that ball's out.
I see the officials threw the beanbag, which means that ball's on the turf, but it does not look like the Lancers are excited this time. So I believe that Stonington recovered its own mishap, and it appears that they have. That was Donahue on the carry, and nothing there.
Discussion going on down there with the officials, and it looks like Waterford's going to get the ball.
Wow. That's a surprise. The officials, after the conversation, are saying that, in fact, it did get out of Donahue's hands, and the Lancers recovered. And what a little turn of events here.
3 plays, 2 turnovers for this Stonington Bear offense. Not the way Coach A.J. Massengale and his staff wanted to start off. They're hurting themselves and giving Waterford great field position.
Yeah, you can't keep having the Lancers, this dynamic offense, this deep into your territory. Hoagland from the shotgun. Hands the ball up the straight up the middle of the Bars. Bars off the left tackle. Bars is wrestled and churning and moving and fighting forward. What a run by Luke Bars. Effort personified.
Luke Bars, his 8th carry of the ball game thus far, Casey. And he's a tough kid. He can run inside. He can run outside. And that was all Luke Bars, 9 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that's going to bring up second and a very short one. And moves the ball all the way inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and this is gut check time right now, early in this ball game for this Stonington defense, trying to see if they can hold serve after their 2nd consecutive turnover.
Anna Bellini goes wide right. Peter Torello wide left. Handoff again to Bars, and Bars is going to waltz into the end zone untouched without even a flicker on his jersey. Touchdown, Waterford, 12-0.
9 carries, 38 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Luke Bars. And isn't it ironic how Waterford took the opening drive of the ball game, went 14 plays, the length of the field, came up empty, and their 2 touchdowns on back-to-back turnovers by the Bears offense.
And it's also ironic that Waterford has been doing exactly this in the other direction. The reason they have lost their last 2 games is because they've been turning over the football. Now the beneficiaries of turnovers. And this time, Hoagland is wide right.
Push.
Had the distance. Looks like the sports doctor and the eye out there on the golf course.
Yeah, a little push right.
Pull left. Push right.
Yeah, nothing to... Listen, we'll come to grips with it and go down the middle sooner or later. But, Casey, I mean, these are high school football teams. These are, Stonington is a tough team, but they don't have a big margin of error out there. And when you're turning the ball over, inside your 5, inside your 10-yard line, you're basically giving up 3 points.
Well, Stonington's strength is its defense. Its offense is not explosive.
Right.
It is a grind-em-out offense with multiple guys carrying the ball. They want clock control and sustained drives, and they want their defense to lead the way.
Yeah.
Well, they've put their defense in an incredibly bad spot. 2 times Waterford in the red zone off the bat. That's tough enough for the defense. And then offensively, now to come from behind down 12 points is a tough task for an offense that is designed for yardage and time.
Yeah, and it's a big boost for this Lancer team. They're coming off of back-to-back losses. They're on the road. They're at Stonington, and they've got 2 cookies in the first 2 possessions by the Stonington Bears. Those touchdowns were gift-wrapped.
They were cookie bars.
Yes, sir. Trick or treat.
Luke bars.
Luke bars, that's right.
Cookie bars. Sports doctor's got to keep up.
Yeah, I do. It's Casey O'Neill. That's why he's here.
Hoagland with the kick, and it bounces at the feet of Curtin. He picks it up at his own 10, heads straight up the middle, bounces off of a tackle, crosses the 25-yard line. Now look at how John Curtin carried the ball that time. He carried it like it was a stick of gold that he could. He had
he was all over that thing. Yep.
There was not going to be a turnover on the kickoff. We're going to get you some out-of-town scores as we go. Of course, the other big game tonight that we'll be looking forward to seeing is the New London High School Whalers traveling up to Wilbur Cross, going to the New Haven area to represent the ECC and play the 4-2 cross team. Wallace under center. Perilla, and again, nothing there. Great job. And now he bounces forward. That was Hayden Perilla with a little bit of sneakiness right there. Snuck through, looked like he was going down, and spun out of the grasp and got all the way up for about a 9-yard gain.
The biggest gain of the day for Stonington Bears, Hayden Perilla, junior tailback, and he's up there. And listen, these kids are looking to set a tone here in this ballgame after quick 2 turnovers.
So 2nd and 1, just what the doctor ordered here for the Bears.
Yeah.
They're going to have Riley Burnside on the left wing with Donahue as the fullback. Handoff goes up the middle to Donahue. Donahue breaks into the secondary. He's got a first down and more before he was tackled just short of the 50-yard line by Chris Cantris. But that's going to be just what the Bears needed, a moving of the chains and now a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, I'm sure a little gut check, a little attitude reassessment on the sidelines by Coach A.J. Massengill. Listen, let's fire up, let's play Stonington football, and let's move the chains. Like you said, they're not built for coming from way behind, but they are built for rolling downhill like they are in this drive. 1st
and 10 Bears. Wallace under center, gives it to Burnside. Burnside gets out the right end, has another first down. Ball's on the turf, and it goes out of bounds. Nice strip job done out there by Devin Craig, and he stripped Burnside, but fortuitous bounce for the Bears, and it will be another first down into Lancer territory at the Waterford 39-yard line.
Now, I seen you throwing some balls down on the sidelines before the game with the sports talk. I got some hands. I'll hold on to the rock.
First of all, you do. You have hands because I put spirals into them every single time.
Yeah, I didn't drop one pass, that guru.
I didn't drop one either, and his were turning sideways like sticks of dynamite.
Had no grip on the ball.
Yeah, no grip. I threw the same ball you did, sports doctor. Handoff up the middle goes to Donahue, and not much there that time. Waterford Lancer, interior line of the Lancers. That time, Tyler Zalkowski with the tackle.
Yeah, and you can see right now this Waterford defense, Luke Barrs on defense, and some of the other linebackers reaching and grabbing and trying to strip and pull the football away.
2nd and 10. We're under 2 minutes remaining here in the first period. Lancers with an early 12-0 lead on a couple of Stonington turnovers deep in their own territory. Nick DiDominicis is the fullback. Handoff to Perilla. Perilla looking to get the edge and can't get there. Great job by linebacker Kevin Grandieri, who came up and got Perilla after virtually no gain. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and Waterford, Casey, right now is basically showing you a 7-man front against that big power running formation, by the Bears. And, they'll throw 7, 8 guys in the box and challenge Stonington to throw the football.
David Bebo out to the edge of the formation along with Burnside. Wallace is from the shotgun now. Wallace rolls left, looking to keep it. Cuts it back inside. Busts a tackle from Grandieri, still on his feet. And crosses the 40-yard line to the 35-yard line and made something out of nothing. It's going to be 4th down, but a workable fourth down if they want to go for it here, fourth and perhaps 6.
And why wouldn't you go for it? I mean, 4th and 6. I mean, you're down by a couple of scores, and on cue, A.J. Massengill sends in the play.
It's going to be fourth and, say, 5.5. Wallace made something out of nothing that time, was pursued all over the field, first by Luther Wade, then by Grandieri, but he managed to make something out of nothing, and a manageable 4th and 5.
Right.
D. Dominicus is the fullback. Wallace from the shotgun. D. Dominicus shuffles his feet left. Wallace is going to throw. Rolls right. Throws and incomplete, and he had Riley Burnside open at the 22-yard line. Burnside went inside, and he threw it to the outside.
Yeah, Burnside turned inside to the numbers, Casey. Wallace threw the ball to the outside, so his outside shoulder. Receiver and quarterback not on the same page. Stonington's offensive possession stutters. They moved the ball quite well, just could not convert on 4th down.
And a nice throw that time as far as, tight spiral from Wallace with good, good rhythm and threw it with some velocity, just not to the right spot. All right, Hoagland will operate again, up 12-0, standing at his own 30-yard line. Gonna throw. Quickly out into the flat. It goes to Bars, and Bars goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line, but again, a 7 on the play.
Nice job that time by Spencer Hoagland on the pitch and catch. A little sprint out and throw.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. That last pass was to Ryan Spone, not to Luke Bars. Bars is 6, Spone is 7, and even I can handle that kind of math. But we're at the end of the first quarter with your score: Waterford 12, Stonington 0. And I think that's maybe might be time for me to start wearing the
Glasses. Listen, I've been caught in that. I wear them during the basketball. I wear them during game day. I need the glasses. I need contacts, I think. The sports doctor may have to go and get a prescription.
Yeah,
can I write my own?
That's a tight... Well, you can write your own. The sports doctor can write a prescription.
Listen, if I needed to get checked out, let's say if I had a cut or a rash, I could probably go somewhere else.
You could go someplace else. You know where you should go, though?
Where's that?
You should go to Lawrence Memorial Hospitals. Lawrence and Memorial Hospitals has walk-in clinics all over southeastern Connecticut. New locations opening up all times. They have fantastic customer service, not to mention no waiting. From rashes to gashes, paper cuts, anything you need, go down to Lawrence Memorial Hospital. They are your medical pros. That's P-R-O-S, not P-R-O-S-E.
Pros.
Yes, not like...
pros and cons?
Yeah, well,
pros.
that kind of pros, as opposed to like written prose, like
written
poetry.
Prose, poetry. Big poetry guy.
I am a big poetry guy.
Sure, yeah.
You on the other hand,
poetry and
you're more of an opera guy. You're a symphony guy. That's you.
Bull in a china closet.
Yeah, that's your thing. Symphony. little Madame Butterfly. Second quarter underway. 2nd and 2 for Waterford. Hoagland now from the shotgun, standing at his own 38-yard line. Hoagland gonna throw, hitch and go, going deep down the sideline, and it is intercepted by Riley Burnside of the Bears at his own 28-yard line. Hoagland was going deep for a corner route on the hitch and go, and Burnside wasn't fooled. Max Mazzella was the intended target, but Burnside had it all the way, and the Bears needed that.
Third turnover of the night combined. Casey, again, like you said, Hoagland looking deep. And Burnside showing he's got a pair of hands on a defensive end. So let's see if he can convert that on the offensive end. Big turnover here for the Bears, keeping themselves alive in this ballgame.
So with 11:54 right away, first play of the second quarter, a turnover. Now the Bears have it in good field position at their own 27-yard line. Donahue back into the ballgame. He will be the fullback with Liam Wallace under center. Wallace.
Ball's out.
On the turf again, and it's going to be recovered by the Lancers. Ball on the turf again, and this time it is Luke Bars with the recovery, and just like that, the Lancers are back in scoring position.
Third fumble of the night for the Stonington Bear offense, and again giving Waterford excellent field position at the 27-yard line, Casey.
Well, you said there was no grip on those footballs.
No.
I didn't think you meant the game balls.
Wow.
Craig goes wide right. Cardoza in the slot. Hoagland from the shotgun. Hoagland going to throw, and he airmails it to Cardoza that time. He was looking for a little flanker screen, and Hoagland threw that one about 10 feet high, and Cardoza is about 5 feet high.
I'm sure Stonington wants, Waterford to earn things, not make things so easy for them, but they're just gift wrapping, some of these possessions in great field position.
Well, it's the holiday time of year.
Yeah.
And evidently they're feeling very magnanimous.
Well, I'm feeling it. Monday through Friday.
Torello goes wide left. Cardoza in the slot. Handoff is faked to Bars and kept by Hoagland off a left tackle, and a couple yards there on second down. A flag comes in late, and looks like it's gonna be out there on Annabellini, and he's given the what? Me? The who? What? What'd I do?
And again, if that's unsportsmanlike or a personal foul, that would be their 28th of the year unsportsmanlike or personal foul penalty. Very uncharacteristic of a high school football team.
Oakland Raider-like.
Yeah.
Did you see this past weekend? The Raiders had like
23 accepted penalties?
Yeah, accepted penalties. That's
a
accepted.
record, yeah.
It's not even close.
And they're 6-2.
It was like 40 penalties in the
game.
game.
And they're 6-2.
It was 6-2. That was awful. Raiders should be. It's like old-time Raiders. That's like 1982 Raiders.
John Matuzak.
They've Lester Hayes.
Yeah.
Mike Haynes,
yeah.
The penalty is against Waterford, unsportsmanlike conduct, backs it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Lyle Alzado.
Yeah. That's an example of clean living right there.
Very interesting man. Number 77, was he not?
Lyle Alzado at one point looked like someone jammed a tire, like the air pump into him and went and just pumped him right up.
A la Tony Mandrich.
Tony Mandrich, who was also pumped up.
Michigan State.
I got one for you. Best quarterback ever in the history of football. Raised from a child to be a
Todd Marinovich.
Todd Marinovich.
Is that where you're going with that?
That's where I was.
All right, we're on the same page.
2nd and 22 from the 40. Hoagland in the shotgun. Hoagland gonna pass, gonna set up a screen, and the screen is complete to Bars. Stonington rushing to the football, flying to the football. Waterford had something there, but nice recovery by the Bears, and it's going to bring up 3rd and very long. 3rd and 17 now.
Yeah, number 56, Josh Giorgetti, junior linebacker, very active tonight for the Bears in on tackles. Was not fooled at all for that screen pass from the Lancers.
3rd and 17 from the 35-yard line, and we'll have a timeout on the field as A.J. Massengill wants to go and talk about a big 3rd down right now for the Bears. Right now, they are just on the outside of a comfortable field goal for Hoagland, down 12-0 with 11 minutes on the button remaining here in the second period. If you're looking to drive around in style, you know what you should do? You should go down to M.J. Sullivan Auto. Down there in New London, Connecticut, on the corner of Broad and Coleman Street, M.J. Sullivan Auto has all kinds of great financing. You can get yourself a fantastic deal on a brand-new car. Go down and tell them the boys from Game Day sent you down there, mjsullivanauto.com.
Spencer Hoagland, 3 for 6 for 42 yards and an interception early going in this ballgame. He will be looked upon to make a play with his arm here on 3rd down.
11 minutes on the dot. Now the clock's winding, and we're down under 11 minutes. 3rd and 17 from their 35-yard line.
If they can get half of this back, Casey, and this down, you'd probably think about 4-down territory, or at least a field goal at the very worst, because of Hoagland's big leg.
And now Waterford's going to take a timeout because one timeout wasn't enough, and now we got to go back-to-back on the timeout. So, Sports Doctor, we're going to get people an out-of-town scoreboard here coming up, see what's going on.
Whalers on the road tonight, representing.
Yeah, of course, we talked earlier tonight about how Stonington has only lost to the heavyweights. Well, that's one of them, New London, who hasn't lost a game. They've lost to Killingley, whose only loss was to New London.
Right.
And they lost to NFA, whose only losses were outside of the ECC. So technically, Stonington has not lost to a team who's lost in the ECC.
Yeah, and NFA has lost to the number 1 and number 7 team at the state at that time.
6 degrees of separation. Sure. Stonington's like undefeated.
Okay.
10:46 remaining, 3rd and 17 for the Lancers. Ball at the Bear 35-yard line. Hoagland will be in the shotgun. He's got twin receivers left and a receiver right. Hoagland now looking over the Stonington line, calling out his signals. Snap is good. Hoagland to throw. Has time. Down the sideline, and it's intercepted again, this time intercepted by Liam Wallace at the 18-yard line. So that's twice now that the secondary of the Bears have bailed out their defense.
3 for 7 for 42 yards and 2 picks for the Waterford quarterback. And again, this game is, talk about moderate turnovers. 5 turnovers in this ball game so far early going. 3 fumbles by Stonington, 2 interceptions passes for the Lancers. 5 turnovers in this ballgame.
He had Cardoza, who was one of his favorite targets, but he just threw it a little bit ahead of him, and great job in the free safety position that time by Wallace. Wallace now will lead the Bears. He's under center. Wallace. Pitch goes wide out to the left to David Bebo, and a nice job by the Lancers of pursuing for a no gain. Bebo brought down.
End of the first quarter, up at NFA. NFA 21, Bacon nothing. Get all the scores as they come in. That's going to be
Bacon's got
rough game.
Good thing Bacon won that game last week because they're not going. I mean, they had no chance.
That's
going
a
to
tough
that
game tonight for them. That's very tough.
That NFA team is clicking right now. 2nd and 11 at the 17-yard line. Bears down 10 minutes remaining here in the half. In motion, and the handoff straight up the middle to Donahue. Donahue's got a hold. Donahue in the secondary. Donahue's a first down and crosses the 30-yard line. Nice job by Owen Donahue that time. Takes the fullback dive and gets Stonington up over the 30-yard line to the 31.
Senior tailback Owen Donahue putting his head down and dancing through the middle and bulldozing forward for 12 yards for the Bears. Looking to get this offense going in the right direction, Casey. With everything that's going wrong for the Bears, they're only down 12-0.
I want to know how you got these nice rosters. I don't have rosters like that.
I got it from the press box.
Sports doctor. Always working an angle. Perla goes in motion. Handoff again to Donahue. Donahue off a right tackle. Nothing there. No gain that time. And coming out of the pile was Chris Cantris. We've called his name a few times tonight. He has played stalwart defense thus far for the Lancers. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball right on the 30-yard line with 9:14 remaining here in the first half. Lancers on top 12-0.
Killingly 21-0 over East Lyme and midway through the second quarter over there. So Killingly and NFA both firing on all cylinders late in the season.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Wallace under center. Wallace hands the ball off up the middle with some room to run is Bebo, and Bebo crosses the 40-yard line, and we'll have another Stonington first down.
Yeah, I think this Bear team, Casey, can move the ball against the Lancers. They just got to stop hurting themselves. Keep the ball off the turf, man. They're going to be just fine.
But this is they have to go a long way, and they are a 3 yards, 4 yards, 5-yard offense. They have got to avoid negative plays and, of course, the turnovers.
Well, listen, if they stay in it, Casey, they're going to pop one here eventually up the middle. It's just a law of averages, my friend.
Donahue's the fullback. Burnside is one wing. Handoff straight up the middle again to Bebo. Bebo with a nice hole off the left tackle. Gets up to midfield where he's wrestled to the ground by Luther Wade, but Bebo has Stonington in great shape, second maybe a half a yard. Plus, he's got a very fun name to say, too, doesn't he? David Bebo.
6 carries for 28 yards for the senior tailback, number 20.
David Bebo.
Number 20, Barry Sanders wore number 20, did he not?
Who else was Bebo? Who was Bebo? Wasn't Bebo the University of Texas?
Texas.
Wasn't the Texas Longhorn? Was Bebo?
Bebo. Hook 'em horns.
2nd and a half a yard for Stonington. Handoff goes to Riley Burnside. Burnside gets into the secondary. Burnside looking for a block on the outside. Cuts it back inside. And Devin Craig trips him up at the 30-yard line. But Riley Burnside has got the Bears in business.
Well, there you go. It's chip, 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 big play. And Burnside that time, he's done a little bit of everything this game. He's picked the ball off. Now he's running the football aggressively. Stonington offense right now has a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of tempo. And they're pushing the pace up front against the Lancer defensive line.
And they will get the ball to start the second half. So 7:33 remaining here, 12-0 Waterford, but Stonington driving now has the ball in Waterford territory at the 29-yard line. Liam Wallace under center. Hands off again to Burnside off a right end. Burnside gets into the secondary. Burnside looking for a block. Burnside puts his head down and burrows forward to the 11-yard line, just running right over the top of the cornerback in the secondary, Craig, and he is now down with another first down, and Stonington deep in Lancer territory.
3 carries for 52 yards for Burnside, and again, you saw a little bit of speed, you saw a little bit of power, and you saw a little bit of strength at the finish of that run, Casey. And again, this is what this Stonington offense needs, like a bowling ball rolling downhill or down lane.
1st and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. Wallace under center. Wallace gives it to Burnside again, going back to the well. Burnside this time has a gain of about 5, perhaps even 6 on first down. Hey, keep feeding them.
Yeah, and make no bones about it, too. You know, when you're running the ball like this consistently, it's because of your people up front. Obviously, Burnside is carrying the ball. Perilla is carrying the ball. B-ball is carrying the ball. But the offensive line has set a tone on this drive for the Stonington Bears.
This is what we call a second-half offense. This is an offense that is going to pay dividends in the second half.
And they wear you out. They wear you out.
6:30 and counting. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 6-yard line. Stonington down 12-0, but driving. Best field position they have had all game. Best position they've had all game. Wallace. And we've got movement on the offensive line. I think he got Waterford to jump, and if he did, it's going to make it 1st and goal. Let's see what the officials have to say. The officials say, in fact, it is encroachment on the defense, and that's going to be 5 yards. It's going to be a 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bears.
2nd and 1.
That's, you know, if it was 2nd and 5, and it's a 5-yard penalty, shouldn't it be a 1st down?
5 penalties, 50 yards for the Waterford Lancers.
All right, 2nd and 1 for the Bears. And ball's on the turf. And fortunately, Wallace fell on it in time. Flag on the play. I don't know if perhaps it was maybe an illegal procedure.
False start. Yeah, I mean, flags on the play. Ball's down.
Yeah, it's an illegal procedure. Wallace had to count at, say, 2. And he's pulling out from center.
Right.
And the line's not moving with him because they thought it was 3. They hiked the ball. Ball's on the turf.
They just gave back the 5 yards they got on the offsides.
Well, they're, again, very generous here in Stonington.
That's right.
They said, no, Lancers. We do not want your generosity.
No.
Take those 5 yards back. We're going to do it on our own.
We're going to earn it the Stonington way.
So now it's 2nd and 6.
Stonington pocket
it was 2nd and 5. They got a 5-yard penalty. You get 5 yards back, and now it's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. There you go.
My math, I'll tell you. Wallace, under center. Hands the ball off to Bebo, off the left end. Bebo cuts it back inside, crosses the 10-yard line to maybe the 7. It's going to bring up 3rd down, a manageable 3rd down, but got to figure it's 2-down territory here for the Bears. 5:25 remaining, down 12-0.
Nice job that time by Evan Spahn coming up and making the tackle for the Waterford Lancers. Stayed at home and forced Bebo to the inside and wrapped him up. And good solid tackle that time by the Lancers senior.
3rd and 4. Ball at the 6-yard line. When this play gets snapped, there will be 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Donahue is the fullback, and Wallace is under center. In motion, Burnside. Wallace on the roll, cuts it back towards the middle, and he is hit hard by the center of the Waterford line and the linebacking core. Leading the charge that time, big Tyler Zalkowski, and it's going to be 4th and 4. So no gain that time from Wallace.
This will be the 2nd time in this ball game that the Stonington Bears offense will try to pick up a 4th and 4, 4th and 6 the last time they tried. They were unsuccessful their first time around.
4th and 4, and you know that the Bears were hoping that they got a couple on that one. A no gain is very, very difficult for them. 4 yards is a long way.
I'm giving the ball to Burnside on this play.
4th and 4, in motion, Burnside. Wallace going to throw, has a man wide open in the end zone. He's got it, and it's incomplete. Knocked out of his hands. He had Connor Woodworth, and now a flag on the play.
Devin Craig stepped in that time and broke that play up nicely for the Lancers. Let's check the flag.
Penalty on the play. Craig did a great job knocking the ball out of Woodworth's hands. He was wide open. The ball was in his hands when it was knocked away. It looks like it's going to be after the play, so it's going to be 1st down Waterford. We're going to have another unsportsmanlike penalty for excessive celebration again against the Lancers, but after the play. So incomplete turnover on downs, but they're going to move it back to the 3-yard line here. Another unsportsmanlike penalty against the Lancers.
3rd unsportsmanlike penalty of the ball game. 29th on the year.
I got nothing to say. 4:14 remaining, and the Bears had a chance. Connor Woodworth open in the end zone. Wallace put it on his hands. Craig makes a great play. But why are we celebrating the knockdown pass?
I'm not sure. I don't want to take anything away from Devin Craig. He made a great play on that, on that ball, breaking up a touchdown pass. But a little bit of,
the Lancers just need to pipe down.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 3 unsportsmanlike penalties. You just need to pipe down, play football.
Undisciplined football.
You're doing a great job playing the game. Let's just keep playing the game. Let's keep our mouths shut and play. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. They're going to go I formation now, and they're going to put Hoagland under center. Bars is going to be his fullback. Hoagland barking out signals, hands the ball off, and not much there. Nice job by the center of the line, Josh Giorgetti of the Bears on the tackle that time, as they Lancers try to give the ball to Luther Wade from a tailback position. That's not a look they're comfortable with. They don't like the I formation. Right. They like to go shotgun spread. That's not a position they like to be. No gain. So 2nd and 10 from the 3, and we're down about 3:50. If the Stonington Bears can hold here, they can get this ball back one more time. Hoagland's going to just keep it himself, put his head down, and nothing there. Great job by the center of that Stonington line. We called Kyle Whipple a couple times earlier. He was in on that one. So was Andrew Danko. Nothing there.
Power football is not the MO for this Lancer offense. Again, they like to, like you said, spread you out. They like to run the read option a little bit. You have a timeout here, Casey. But this is a play now. Big 3rd down for the Stonington Bear defense. They can make a stand and, retain some sort of field position, get the ball back, try and get 6.
So I'm going to play coach here for a second. I've got Spencer Hoagland, who's got a great leg as my punter as well. Stonington's offense is not designed for a quick play. So you know what? I'm not all that concerned about giving them the ball at, say, midfield.
Right.
With 3 minutes left. They're out of timeouts. I am right now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Spencer Hoagland. I'm going to put him back in the under center like he is. I'm going to go play action, and I'm going to go
throw the ball to Cardoza.
I'm going to throw the ball right in the flat, from the slot to Cardoza, and I'm going to move the chains. And if I get it incomplete, I'm going to punt it away. They'll get it at midfield, and I'm going to say, you know what, go 50 yards with no timeouts.
Cardoza can make a play on the outside, and Andy Bellini's in the lineup there too. I'd throw it too. Why not?
So they are going to put Hoagland in the shotgun this time, and now we've got some chit-chat amongst the officials down there. And
another timeout.
Another timeout. This time, Waterford. All right, that's the second time that Stonington has called a timeout to adjust their defense, and Waterford has called a timeout when they came up to see the next. I don't understand.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't understand any of this that's going on right now.
But what are you talking about?
I don't know what they're talking about. I'd like to find out what they're talking about. We got a Lancer in the booth with us. He doesn't know what they're talking about.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know football. He's a baseball guy.
3:35. Speaking of which, we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to ask the following questions. Was it the greatest World Series you've ever seen? Was it the greatest Game 7 you've ever seen? And where does Rajay Davis's home run rank in your lifetime for World Series home runs? We're going to ask you all of those questions and get your answers moving forward. For me personally, I have never gone as crazy for a home run as I did for when Rajay Davis hit a home run. So that home run in the 8th inning was as crazy, and I'll tell you what, it lit up the social media world. No one in southeastern Connecticut was asleep when Davis hit that home run. All right, Lancers, 3rd and 10 from their own 3. They're going to go from the power I. Hoagland's going to throw. Hoagland looking deep down the sideline for Craig, and he got him in the hands, and it drops it at the 30-yard line. He was defended by Wallace, but Craig had a step. Hoagland put it on his hands. Incomplete. Now they're going to punt, but I like the call.
Yeah, good play call that time. Devin Craig, he's a burner. He's on the outside. He's one-on-one. We've seen that play from Waterford in previous, in this game and in other games too, where they like Cardoza, they like Craig one-on-one, on the island out there a little bit. So now it's up to Spencer Hoagland to flip field position for the Lancers.
I would have liked to have seen a play action. I would have liked they would have sold out on the run. I would like to see that. But Hoagland gets off a high spiraling punt. It's going to cross the 40-yard line and take a Lancer bounce, where it will go out of bounds. The officials say right at the 45-yard line. So Stonington gets the ball in Waterford position almost exactly where we said they would. And now it's 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Go 45 yards with no timeouts.
Right, and we've had a half dozen possession changes in this ballgame, Casey. That was the first punt we've had. First punt of the ballgame. After 5 turnovers, we finally got a punt.
12-0 Lancers. 3:25 remaining here in the first half. Stonington with the ball now at the Waterford 45-yard line. Stay tuned at halftime for a halftime house call. Sports Doctor will be talking to Snap Guru and maybe Mike tomorrow from the day will come on up. You guys can get caught up in the world of sports, maybe talk a little about but save some time for me.
I will definitely,
Wallace under center. Wallace hands off to Bebo. Bebo off a left tackle, has a gain of about 4. It's a nice run on first down, but the clock is running, so the Bears are going to have to move this along.
And the Bears will get the ball to start the second half, too, so we'll keep that in the back of our mind as far as play calling goes down the stretch. But I think they would probably feel pretty good about themselves if they could actually get points on the board before they went into the locker room.
A lot of missed opportunities for the Bears here in the first half, both offensively and defensively. Wallace under center. Hands the ball off again to Bebo. Bebo cuts it off of left tackle and gains perhaps 2, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 2:45 remaining. And if they don't get it here on 3rd down, they're going to punt this thing away and go into halftime 12-0.
Yeah, I mean, but Coach Mazzucchelli's patient over on the sidelines. They're going to do their thing, and they're going to try and pick up their first down here and keep things moving to get 6.
Burnside is one wing, Bebo the other, Donahue. Handoff straight up the middle to Donahue. Donahue's going to have a first down. That's going to stop the clock and move the chains. Donahue gets the ball up to the 32-yard line, and with 2:23 remaining, the chains move, the clock stops. Stonington can take its time.
Yeah, they can do their thing, and just with a little quicker pace and a little quicker tempo to that offense. Good series of play calling that time by A.J. Massengill.
Clock running with 2:20 remaining. Waterford up 12-0. Stonington from its tight double wing. Wallace, straight handoff to Donahue. There was a little miscommunication on the exchange that time, and the result was that Donahue didn't get any traction.
Yeah, fumbled snap a little bit that time by Wallace, and again throws the timing of the double wing and the triple option off.
That's going to get us down under 2 minutes remaining. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line of Waterford.
Good time to take a crack here right now if you're the Bears. Maybe slip Burnside down the seam and try to hit him for a big gain.
And I think they were thinking the exact same thing, but flags on the play. Wallace was going to throw, and he was trying to sneak his receiver that time out into the flat, and that was going to be Kyle Whipple, but we're going to have a flag on the play. See what the officials tell us is the...
it's like offsides against the Lancers.
Yeah, the water. You can always tell when one of the teams walks in the other direction. They're thinking it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Waterford. They're already moving back. If that's the case, it stops the clock and gives the Bears the 5 yards that they didn't get on first down.
Discussion going on down there.
I don't know what they're very, very thorough crew though. I like that. This is the same crew that got together and overturned a fumble. So we're going to get a penalty against Waterford. It's going to make it 2nd and 5 now.
Illegal substitution, it looks like.
Illegal substitution is going to put the ball down at the Waterford 28-yard line, 1:43 remaining. Wallace, under center on 2nd and 5. Pitches in a little reverse. Inside it goes to Burnside, and well defended that time by the Lancers. That is a really, really dangerous play. A pitch to the wingman, and then a little flip shuttle pass to the other wingman, cutting it inside. It's a reverse with inside 5 yards.
Yeah, a little double reverse almost, trying to get Burnside free on the edge, and Waterford just wasn't having any of it. Kevin Grandieri staying home for the Lancers.
Wallace gonna throw, rolls right, pressured. Wallace spins, and he's gonna be sacked back at the 31-yard line. Grandieri got him, and that will bring up a 4th and long for the Bears, and they will take their final timeout of the half.
Senior Kevin Grandieri, he's one of those linebackers back there for the Lancers. Been with this program 4 years. He is a football player, my friend.
That is going to make it a 4th and 9. Ball back to the 32-yard line. With 1:07 remaining in the half, you got to figure the Bears are going to take a crack at it. But 4th and 9 is not in the wheelhouse of the Stonington Bears.
No, a tough down and distance for this offense. They've shown you the power running game. They've shown you the running on the edge, and they have not shown you that they can be efficient in the passing game. No completions tonight for young Wallace at quarterback.
But he is Liam Wallace.
He is Liam Wallace, yeah. William Wallace. Liam Wallace. Great movie, was it not?
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right, 1:07 remaining here in the first half. Waterford ahead 12-0. Stonington has a 4th and 9 from the Waterford 33-yard line. Wallace is going to be in the shotgun, a rarity for him. In motion, Dominicus to the right. Wallace wants to throw, but we have a penalty on the play, and I think they're going to call that one against the Bears. They had 2 men moving at the same time. The Dominicus was shuffling right when another player was moving as well.
Before the ball was snapped.
Yes.
So that's not good.
No, not good. 5 more yards.
There he is.
The
There he is.
Distinguished Mike DeMauro in the booth. We're going to bring him on for a halftime house call. And the 3 questions you need to answer, Mike DeMauro, is: was this the greatest World Series you've ever seen? Was it the greatest Game 7 you've ever seen? And where does Rajai Davis' home run rank for you personally in World Series home runs? That's your 3 answers with the Sports Doctor at halftime. Wallace from the shotgun, going to throw on 4th down, pressured by Grandieri, throws deep over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Berger at the 20-yard line, and incomplete, and the Lancers will take over with 1:01 remaining in the half, protecting that 12-0 lead.
And again, no completions for this Stonington Bear offense in the first half, Casey. Throwing the ball is a challenge for them. They like to run the double wing. They like to run the power game. No completions in the first half.
Got to think Wallace felt the footsteps of big Kevin Grandieri. Now let's see if the Lancers try to move the ball or if they go into halftime with that 12-0 lead. They're going to go right back to their spread offense from the shotgun. Hoagland hands off to Bars. Bars off a left tackle for maybe a yard. Not much there. Down under a minute remaining in the half.
6 possessions for the Stonington Bears in the first half, Casey. 3 turnovers and 3 loss of possession on downs. So 6 possessions, they've come up empty all 6 times.
2nd and 9. Annabellini goes wide right. Torello wide left. Cardoza in the slot. Hoagland hands off to Bars. Bars off a right tackle. Cuts it back inside. Spins and is hit by D. Dominicus at the 45-yard line. Close to the first down, but not quite enough. It'll bring up 3rd and a yard.
And it seems like after that initial 14-play drive to open the ball game, Stonington held on defense, and then Stonington seemed to spot them 2 touchdowns off of turnovers.
Yeah, it's like they started the game minus 12.
Yeah. I mean, great initial drive by Waterford. Came up empty, and then again, getting scores off of short field positions.
Final play of the half, if they get it off, and they do. Hoagland looking down the sideline, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Annabellini, well defended by Dave Bebo, and that will get us to the half. Your score at halftime, the visiting Waterford Lancers 12, the Bears of Stonington nothing. Stay tuned as we bring in the day's Mike DeMauro, Sports Doctor. Give him a little halftime house call.
Yeah, busy little halftime show here. We've got 3 guests in the booth we'll get to. We are at halftime here at Stonington High School. The Waterford Lancers 12 and the Stonington Bears, the home Bears, nothing. Again, Waterford looking to get back in the win column. Started the season 4-0. 2 straight losses to Ledyard and Bacon. And Mike, Waterford came out, took the opening drive 14 plays, and then came up empty. And then Stonington turned the ball over twice and actually spotted them 12 points.
I have to go find out, Keith, if Stonington has a new center tonight, because that exchange has been awful. That's two of the fumbles right there.
Yeah, it has.
The quarterback center exchange. I mean, I don't know what's. I was on the other sideline. I will try to find out this half, but that's the game right there.
Mike, when you open the game too in the fashion that Waterford did, coming off of their back-to-back losses, right down the field, but then come up empty in their opening drive, you're thinking, okay, well, Waterford's back. They're clicking on all cylinders again.
Yeah, I think even though they didn't score, they sort of flipped the field a little bit.
Yeah.
Made them go 90-something yards, and would they get 1 snap off or 2?
Yeah, 2 snaps off. Mike, when you look around the league too, we'll stay right here real quick. If Waterford has any kind of state playoff implications, if they decide to be in the mix in Class M, they've got a tough game against New London. This is a game they're going to have.
Oh, this is a must. I mean, there's a chance in Class M that a 7-3 team will make it. So you don't expect them to beat New London in a couple of weeks.
Right.
But if they win this, I think Plainfield and East Lyme, those are all winnable games. See what happens.
Right, and on the flip side, Stonington is 4-3. They've lost to the heavyweights in the division. They've lost to Killingly, London and NFA, and played them very, very tough. I mean, is it possible that Stonington at 4-3 comes in here a little overconfident?
I mean, see how, but to me, the quality of schedule that Stonington has played is vastly superior to what Waterford has, and so I don't really get what's going on here.
Yep, well, it should be a lot of fun down the mix here in the ACC, and we'll keep an eye on these teams as we move forward. We'll see a lot of New London, here on game day. We'll see, NFA down the stretch on Thanksgiving Day. We'll switch gears real quick. And before I get to the World Series, with you, Mike, I gotta get something off my chest.
Fire.
Last night at about 10:30, absolutely sick.
We just left the bar.
sick to my stomach last night watching the Golden State Warriors take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now listen, Mike, we've LeBron going to Miami, the Celtics getting the big three, but LeBron didn't go to a team that won 75 ball games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, they weren't coming to this, the '68 Celtics.
Yeah.
I watched that game last night, and I was sick to my stomach. Not only as a Celtics fan, because I thought we should have had Durant, but as a basketball fan. Do you feel the same way?
Oh yeah, I actually bought into the Warriors last year. I enjoyed watching them. I don't even want to watch them now. It's absurd.
Is it more Golden State or is it more of Durant's decision?
No, Durant's. Listen, Heath, I come at this like you, a little biased.
Right.
If I have a chance to go to the Celtics and make a difference,
right?
Isaiah, Horford, and KD.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant then becomes a lineage guy for the Celtics. Kuzi, Russell, Havlicek, Bird, Pierce, Durant.
Yeah, tossing Garnett maybe.
Right.
Garnett was a. Yeah, I agree.
You're talking about history of the game.
Yeah.
There. And you're going to go play for Stevens, who after Greg Popovich is probably the second best coach in the league. Why?
Yeah, and never got
ever. Yeah, let's go. It's like it's like David Ortiz going to the 27 Yankees. I mean, what's the point?
Is it the easy way out? You think
it is the easy way out?
Durant?
Yes.
Yeah. But I watched it last night, Mike, and I was not a big fan of that whole thing. It made me sick to my stomach.
I mean, they're going to win, and everybody's going to go yawn.
Right.
Who didn't know that was going to happen?
I just don't think that anybody can beat them when they're clicking on those.
Yeah,
very good. Very good. All right, so, it's funny, too, because we were talking about Casey with the baseball and stuff like that. And to me, baseball is one of those sports where, you remember where you were when Kirk Gibson hit the home run.
Yep.
You remember 91, when Jack Morris came out for the 10th inning, for the Twins. You remember where you were, when the ball went between Buckner's legs. I mean, baseball to me is one of those sports where it's a timeline, it's a benchmark. You always go back, and it's the series was 3-1. The Cubs obviously in Game 5 is when momentum swung. We talk about momentum being a fickle thing. In Game 6, when they got out that lead early, you knew there was going to be a Game 7. But was there any doubt in your mind when Rajay Davis hit that home run that you didn't think Cleveland was going to win the World Series?
I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to win. And to answer what Casey said, Bernie Carbo. That's the home run that it reminded me of. And actually, Lee Elsey, our friend, he's the one who actually said that first. And I thought, you know what, that's exactly right. Because I think the score in that game was 6-3 in 1975.
75,
is that
yes.
right?
Yep.
Right? So that's the one. That's the home run that comes to mind.
Yeah, Bernie. It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Mike, where does this Cubs team, rank in history? 100 wins on the year. I mean, are they that good?
No, they're good. They won. They're good, but they could probably name
Mike's saying no.
20 better teams over the.
Okay, now how about the World Series as a viewing?
It's great.
It is.
I have to say this. I hate to say this, but baseball's in the last few years has started to bore me a little bit.
Right.
Like I don't watch as much as.
Yeah, you're getting dirty looks here in the booth. Yeah.
When it's good, it's great.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing better, and that was just Wednesday night was just theater.
And that's you took a nail. You just said that. I mean, I remember where I was a couple years ago watching the Patriots, play the Seattle Seahawks, in the interception by Butler in the end zone, and it was one of those things where I looked at and I was like, I put my hands above my head. But when Rajay Davis hits that home run, you just kind of jump up. And it's midnight. I'm an old man, and I'm jumping up, and I'm like, wow. And that's what baseball gives you. Every once in a while, they give you that big, huge moment.
I actually dozed off for that.
Oh, stop it.
I did. I woke up, and it was 6-6, and I went, how did this happen?
Oh, boy. No, I mean, listen, it was a great article you wrote today, you know, and it certainly is nice to see the people from Southeastern Connecticut doing great things.
New London High, it's uncanny the way
it's unreal.
They do. It really is.
It's unreal.
You know?
All right, Mike, listen, thanks for a few minutes. I want to bring in Stat Guru. We're going to talk a little BC football.
Oh, God, please. Let him
All right, you won last week. You're all set. You happy?
Yeah, NC State, they're a pretty decent
They
team. They almost beat Clemson, not Clemson. So
Jacoby Brissett's gone from NC State, so there you go. So listen, you were at Duke last week for your baseball visit.
Yeah, a little baseball camp down there. It went well. While I was down there, my cousin, he was BC. They were playing at NC State, so my mom was able to go to the game, and it was just a good weekend. Got to miss a couple of days of school, which was nice.
No, that's fun. Yeah, I mean, who cares? No, what's it like going down, as a high school junior, to going to some of these places, whether you're going to UConn, whether you're going to Duke, what's it like as a young kid? Because obviously you see the name brand Duke on TV and stuff like that. Are you in awe a little bit, or are you okay with it?
I'm in awe. Like, I didn't expect what I was going to see from Duke's campus. I was just awestruck of like all the buildings, the chapel there, and seeing Cameron Indoor. It was just an awesome experience, and seeing these campuses is just an awesome.
Is it as nice as they talk about? Is the University of Duke? Is it in Tobacco Road? Is it what they say it is?
It's legit.
It is legit. There you go. It's the best way I can put it. World Series, you watch the games?
I did. It was a good series. One of the better ones I've probably seen in my life, and probably one of the better Game 7s that I'm ever going to see.
Did you think that Joe Madden went to John Lester too early?
He did. Hendricks was on a roll. I didn't think he was doing too bad. I think I would have saved Lester for maybe 6, 7, 8. And Chapman shouldn't have been throwing 2 innings. He was just coming off a performance the night before, which he should have been in.
Well, there you go. Well, I think you just said that. I mean, Chapman probably shouldn't have been in there in game 6.
Yeah, these bullpen guys, they're not used to throwing every day like Miller and Chapman did, so their arms are probably worn out. And just the managers had to use them, though, so they want to win the series.
Listen, Stat Guru, 100-mile-an-hour fastball that moves is unhittable. And 100-mile-an-hour fastball, it's straight ahead. These guys are good. They can catch up with it. There's a big difference. So, Miller and Chapman both didn't have movements on their fastball.
Yeah, Chapman's normally, his slider is like 89, 90. It has a lot of movement, but the Game 7 wasn't as electrifying. But his fastball, normally he can get 101, 102, but he was getting like 98, 99. So it wasn't his best performance.
The halftime house call with the sports doctor here at Stonington High School, game day, today.com. Just about 6 minutes left to go here at halftime, talking the world of sports. I got the Stat Guru in here. He's fresh off of his trip to Duke University last weekend, a baseball trip. Right now it seems like college football is kind of like in a standstill pattern. To me, it seems like it's Alabama and everybody else. Maybe Michigan, but we saw Ohio State get picked off a few weeks ago at Penn State. Big game for them against Nebraska this weekend. Is it Alabama and then whoever shuffles in behind them, maybe Louisville, obviously the winner of the Michigan-Ohio State game, Clemson is still there. They haven't really impressed me yet this year, but I would say Alabama and everybody else.
Yeah, well, the game I'm looking at this week is Alabama. They're traveling to Death Valley.
Good point.
LSU, so
right.
Maybe that could be a trap game for them, but even if they get one loss, I think they'll still be able to make it into the Final Four, but LSU, I think they maybe have a little trick up their sleeve.
Fournette healthy?
He is.
I mean,
they just had a bye week, so they're going to be fully prepared.
I think the big thing with them is, can they generate enough offense to beat Alabama? That's been the book on them in the last 10 years.
Well, now that Les Miles gone, he always liked the power offense, just running down your throat. But now Ed Orgeron, the interim coach, is in. He's trying to fight for his job, so he's going to give everything he's got for this weekend.
Who's BC play tomorrow?
Louisville.
BC plays Louisville
Lamar
tomorrow?
Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, my God almighty.
Louisville almost lost to UVA last week. UVA was the only
That's right. They won by 32-25. I think the final score in that game was. Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. We'll talk to you next week, and you keep up the good work. Duke University, huh?
Yeah.
Are you a Dookie?
Maybe. I'm hoping.
No, I mean, do you root for them in college basketball?
No.
No, you root for UConn.
UConn.
You
gotta go UConn.
All right, there you go, Stat Guru. I will bring in my partner, Casey O'Neill. Casey, save it for the air. Save it for on air.
There's nothing. Wait a minute, save it. I'm energized.
Save it. Yeah.
There's no save it. It goes on and on and on.
All right, best Best World Series you ever seen?
No, because as a Red Sox fan, the best World Series I ever saw was a 4-game sweep in 2004, or the 4-game sweep in 2007, or the one in 2013.
Right.
But if I remove the Red Sox from it, because I am, such a fan,
right.
It's right up there with the Yankees Diamondbacks.
Okay, 2001,
which was one of the best. It sticks out.
Was that Luis Gonzalez?
Luis Gonzalez,
leader,
Mariano, blew a save, bad throw to second. It's there with the most exciting, most entertaining World Series that I've seen, and Rajay's home run for me is probably the biggest World Series home run of my lifetime, and that's part because
you're emotionally vested.
I am emotionally vested as a former coach, as someone who I consider to be, a friend, someone who's been on your show.
Yeah.
Southeastern Connecticut is certainly invested in Rajay, which is why I had two experiences that were great. There was an article that showed Major League Baseball players' tweets after Rajay's home run.
Okay.
And it's so awesome to see guys to see David Price and Max Scherzer and what they're posting right after Rajay's home run. They become little kids again. They become fans of baseball.
Right.
But Southeastern Connecticut there was a lot of people going to work tired.
Yeah,
next
I haven't recovered. I've been 2 days. I've been no sleep.
Lee Elsie's posted it all. He said, I got to be at work in 3 hours. I'm not going to sleep. This is too much fun. I put a Facebook post up in the 10th inning. Not after the home run, but after the single that brought him within a run.
Sure.
And I said, anybody in New London who's asleep right now, you lose your fan card.
Yeah, you lose credibility.
And as soon as I sent it, it got like 45 likes. No one was asleep. Everybody was awake. And people are attached to Rajay because of the local ties. Lives in the area in the off season, and he's a great kid in general.
Right.
I'm a 35-year-old man. I'm calling him a kid.
He'll
always be a kid to me. But that excitement, what you said was exactly right. Though there's no way they weren't winning the game when he hit that home run.
Yeah. When you think about baseball too, is when I was talking about it, you know where you were when Kirk Gibson hit that home run off Eckersley.
I do.
You know where you were, when Joe Carter hit that home run off. Was that Mitch Williams? Yeah, you know where you were during, when the Red Sox blew the game in '86. I can go back a little bit further.
2003. I know where I was when Aaron Boone.
Yeah,
was in 2003.
So baseball to me, when it gives you one of those nights. It's magical.
I think. The Super Bowl might be the event,
right?
But I couldn't tell you where I was necessarily at moments during Super Bowls. As great as they were and entertaining they were. But I thought what you said there is exactly right. There's a timeline of life that the World Series kind of carries.
Yeah, and the other way back in the day, I used to equate, the heavyweight boxing matches. I remember where I was when, George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore. Those big time things, those larger than life, sporting events. Christian Laettner's shot against Kentucky that year, Tate George,
Sure.
It's always that big moment, and I think you said it or Mike had said it, it's our theater.
Yeah.
As sports fans, Casey, it's our theater, and it's not scripted. It's not scripted. It's unscripted, and it is drama. It is theater. It's why I love sports. Yeah,
this was a good week to be a sports fan. I always get a little depressed when the World Series ends because baseball's over, and that's a little depressing for me, but. The NBA is starting, and the Celtics are going to be good. And I'm a hockey fan. I know you're not, but the Bruins are playing better, and NFL's cranking up. The Patriots are and the Cowboys are maybe the two best teams in their respective divisions.
Careful.
There's a lot. Who's better than the Cowboys in the NFC?
We'll find somebody.
Who's better than the Cowboys? Go ahead, find someone.
somebody.
No, find someone in the NFC.
Seahawks? I think Seahawks too. Stack over to the Seahawks.
All right, and I'll say that you could. I'll say that it's debatable.
Cowboys are playing very well right now. Very well.
Cowboys have lost their opener. They won 6 straight.
They're playing very well.
What more do you want?
They're playing very well. Yeah. Boy, we're having a little fun here. Wilbur-Cross, 6-0 over New London. 5:19 left to go in the first half.
Well, not the start the Whalers wanted going up there to the Cross.
Correct that. 6-6. Jacob Commander, 9-yard touchdown run.
That's a
Jacob Commander back in the mix.
That's a little better. Go Whalers. All right, so we're about to kick off our second half here. We're clock winding down, about 3 minutes remaining to go. What else you got for us, Sports Talk?
Listen, we'll talk about the NFL. You want to talk about the NFL? We can get into it. Ben Roethlisberger coming back this week. The New England Patriots are on a bye. Power rankings have New England, at number 1 in the league. And
who do they have at number 2? That's Cowboys, by the way. Just
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
Just to be clear.
You're right.
Just to be clear. Just saying. Not that I'm a fan. I'm just
No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not. I'm a fan. I'll tell you what. I admit the Dak Prescott Ezekiel Elliott duo is fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
They're fun duo. The Cowboys are more likable right now than they have been in a long time. Jerry Jones is. I can't. He's.
Listen, that offensive line is.
They're
good.
They're good.
Tremendous.
This is a more likable Cowboy team than it's been in a while. Des Bryant hasn't been playing,
right?
So he kind of stayed out of the mix. So, yeah, they're a little more likable.
Well, we've seen Jones stay up in the booth too. We've seen less of Jerry Jones too.
Always better. Less is more when it comes to Jerry Jones.
Well, about to start second half here at Stonington High School. Waterford up 12-0. Waterford will kick off right to left on your radio dial. Give you the voice of game day, my good friend Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you very much, Sports Doctor. Spencer Hoagland set to kick off, the powerful kicker of the Lancers, and he bangs a high, spiraling kick that is taken by Garrett Berger, and Berger heads up over the 20-yard line to the 23, where Stonington will have its first possession of the second half, trailing 12-0, but with a lot to be, maybe optimistic about here with this opening drive.
Yeah, the turnover bug hurt Stonington in the first half. 3 turnovers, fumbles, all just real killers for this offense. Again, we saw them move the ball a little bit on the ground, very, very efficient, very effective. They just got to not hurt themselves, not make the mistakes.
Yep, we saw Burnside, Bebo, Donahue have positive impact. And look at this, Bears coming out in a spread offense, 4 wide, a different look from A.J. Massengale. Wallace under center, going to keep it himself. Got a big hole into the secondary, first down, crosses the 40. Looking for a block, still on his feet. Going backwards now, but crosses the 40-yard line. Big play on first down from Liam Wallace.
Catching that Waterford defense off guard, I think, a little bit. That different look by the Stonington Bears that time, and Wallace tuck and run 23 yards on the play, the biggest carry of the ball game for the Bears.
Listen, say what you want about A.J. Massengale, but this is a team that all year long goes tight double wing. You can't tell who anybody is. First play of the second half, let's spread it out and have some fun. I absolutely love it. They are going back to the spread. Stonington High School from the spread. Twin receivers right, twin receivers left. Wallace from the shotgun at his own 47-yard line. Wallace going to hand off to Donahue. Donahue gets into the secondary. Donahue crosses midfield. Donahue crosses the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Owen Donahue, back-to-back first downs.
And back-to-back plays, the middle of that Waterford defense exposed, nobody home. That time Donahue wasn't touched until he was 12 yards downfield. Wow.
Spread Waterford out, and you take away some of those athletes in the secondary who are good tacklers, who are helping out. You get Grandieri out into space. That is a better formation right now, so see how Waterford responds.
Finger pointing going on down there on the Waterford side, too.
Again, 4 wide. Wallace from the shotgun. Fakes DeDominicus, keeps it himself, straight up the middle. Gain of 5, right over the top of Kyle Cardoza, the undersized Cardoza, having to come up and stop the run.
Yeah, and Cardoza had to make that tackle is because Wallace had some green turf. I almost said grass, but green turf in front of him. I mean, nice change of pace here by the Stonington Bears to come out the opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, and say what you want, but A.J. Massengale not afraid to do something different. I applaud the guts it takes to do this. Early success. Wallace from the shotgun again. This time he gives it to DeDominicus. DeDominicus has a first down. DeDominicus still on his feet. DeDominicus crosses the 20 to the 15-yard line. Tough running by Nick DeDominicus.
And once the Stonington backs break through that initial line, initial attack, there is nobody in the middle of the field defensively for the Waterford Lancers.
How much did the first half body blow offense of Stonington maybe affect Waterford right now? Is Waterford, you said they might wear down. Is this what
I think what it shows you, too, is the toughness of the Stonington offensive line. Those kids are tough. They're moving bodies up there, and they're giving their backs room to move.
First and 10 from the 18. Wallace fakes it, keeps it himself, straight up the middle, big hole. Liam Wallace crosses the 15-yard line, gets up close to the 10.
Wow,
what
a change of pace here to start the second half. 5 plays, 66 yards, all on the ground, all out of the spread to open the second half for the Bears.
So much for the whole grind them out, run the clock. This is a whole different kind of Bear offense. Some big plays coming from different guys.
Maybe they need us.
2nd and 3. Ball is at the 10-yard line. We're down to 9 minutes. Wallace has got the shotgun, and Donahue is to his right, standing right next to him. Wallace hands off to Donahue. Donahue has a hole. Donahue crosses the 10, lunges for the goal line to the 5-yard line, and he's down at the 5. It is going to be 1st and goal Stonington from the 5-yard line.
And just like that, the Stonington Bears take the opening possession of the second half, spread the field, confuse the Waterford Lancers, and they are almost at pay dirt. 1st and goal from the 5.
You remember in Rocky when he switched to being a southpaw and he yelled switch and he went from
Mickey said now.
And this is what I feel like. I feel like they just all of a sudden Stonington just switched to being a southpaw. 1st and 5, empty backfield for the Bears. Wallace takes the handoff, goes straight up the middle. Wallace diving towards the goal line. He's going to be just short of it, but it's going to be down to the 2-yard line, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 2.
And Wallace actually looks like he's having fun out there right now, Casey.
8:15 remaining in the ball game, and the Bears are knocking on touchdown's door at the 2-yard line.
What a change of pace here by Coach A.J. Massengill to begin the second half. A little bit of a risk taker, a little gambler. Let's roll the dice, he says.
Got a smile on my face. This is fantastic.
Roll the dice.
I love this. Now we got trips left for the Bears. Twin receivers right. Empty backfield. Wallace is all there by himself at the 2. In motion, Perilla. And we're going to get a whistle and a big hit and a flag. And that looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike roughing the quarterback against Waterford. And if that's the case, it'll give him a 1st down and goal from the 1-yard line. Let's see what the officials have to say. 2 penalties on the play.
It's like Kevin Grandieri came in and laid a wood down on Wallace late.
That's a tough one, though, because, I mean, you're right in the middle of running a play. It's sometimes hard to hear that whistle. It's, game action. But so we'll see what the officials have to say about it. We did have a pre-snap whistle. Blew the play dead, but the players kept going. And then, of course, another flag coming in after the Grandieri hit. We'll see what the officials signal to us on that. Was that 2nd down play? First of all, we have still not sure yet, talking it over, chit-chat.
Thorough crew.
All right, here we go. Dead ball foul. That is offsides against Waterford. So that's going to move it in. And then a personal foul also against Waterford. That is the, how many?
5th.
5th of the game?
Yeah, 5th of the game. And 3rd personal foul penalty of the game by the Lancers.
3rd personal foul. That's fantastic. All right, so that's going to be 1st and goal.
4th personal foul.
Oh, all right.
4th personal foul and then sportsmanlike call against the Lancers.
And it's going to make it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Bears have not had it this far. They've gotten it within inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1. And we're going to have a whistle. The official is getting things set. We want to make sure the clock is set. Make sure the down and distance is set. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
I go back to the power of football right now if I was Coach Massengill.
Can't be 2nd and goal. It's an automatic 1st down on an unsportsmanlike penalty. I don't know how you can say it's 2nd and goal. Should be an unsportsmanlike is an automatic 1st down.
2nd down.
I think this is wrong. I don't think the officials are realizing it's 2nd down, but okay.
Back to the power of football set for the Bears.
Wallace keeps it himself, head forward, looking for an official signal, waiting on it. Touchdown, Liam Wallace. The Bears are on the board. It's 12-6, and we got ourselves a ball game.
Those tricky Bears spread you out, and then the little power football that ended, and Liam Wallace doing work. I credit the Stonington Bears offensive line on that drive, the play calling by Coach A.J. Massengill and his staff. Just a real good change of pace at the beginning of the second half for the Bears.
7:33 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. On for the extra point is Nate Miller.
8 plays for 70 yards to open the second half on the scoring drive for the Stonington Bears.
Good snap, good hold, and the kick is through. And with 7:33 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Bears have life. They drove the field and punched it in and trailed by only 5.
The Bears have clawed their way back into this ball game. Stonington right now, 201 yards of total offense to only 118 for the Lancers.
And after early success on short fields, the Lancers haven't really been able to move the ball all that much either. That offense has sputtered a little bit, a couple interceptions, running game not really effective. So right now, I kind of like where the Bears are.
Well, with 7.5 minutes left to go in this ballgame, Casey, now we're going to see which team is actually really tougher. I mean, Waterford was spotted 12 points. Stonington went right down the field, scored 7 points. Again, momentum, a very, very fickle thing in high school sports, and right now it's on the side of the Bears.
Well, you said a mouthful. Right now, the Stonington defense has a chance to get the ball back with an opportunity to take the lead. The Waterford offense, especially Spencer Hoagland, has to show now that they can sustain a drive and help their defense out. Their defense, who is reeling right now, like they got caught on the chin with a haymaker. Like a fighter who's been winning the fight on points and suddenly finds himself coming off the canvas.
Michael Moore, George Foreman. Back in the day, Michael Moore was winning that fight.
And now you got to get up off the mat. Stonington squib kick taken by Craig at the 35-yard line. Call that. Check that. That is Cantris. And Cantris with a great run back over midfield into Stonington territory. So that's twice the squib kick has been taken by Cantris. And we saw it on the opening kickoff. We saw it again there. And both times, very nice job. Maybe they should stop kicking it to Cantris.
Now, Cantris got some quick legs as he bounced to the outside. And again, Waterford in great field position here, setting up shop at the Stonington 41-yard line.
We'll see what the Lancers can draw up here. 1st and 10. Craig and Cardoza go wide left. Anna Bellini wide right. And Bars is the back next to Hoagland in the shotgun. Hoagland hands off to Bars. Bars breaks a tackle and falls forward after a gain of 4 to maybe get a 5th yard. Finally wrapped up by Josh Giorgetti, but a nice run on 1st down by Luke Bars. And that's what was giving the Lancers some early success in the game, kind of going back to it.
Yeah, the pace, the tempo, the upbeat action for Waterford. Again, you said that 14-play series to open the game is what made them successful.
Hoagland from the shotgun. Hands it up to Bars off her right end. Bars is tripped up after a half-a-yard gain. Shooting in from his linebacker position was Connor Woodworth. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Big play for this Lancer offense.
It's the rhythm and the tempo that Spencer Hoagland works out of that makes him efficient at quarterback.
And we have not seen him keep the ball a lot tonight. We've seen him score big touchdowns this year. And he has not run the ball very much and certainly has not gotten into space.
He's not a secret anymore in the ECC, too. Teams are really keying on him.
Bars is to his left. Hoagland sends Cardoza in motion, and that motion got the Bears to jump. And that is going to be enough for a 1st down for Waterford. So a gift for the Lancers as the Bears jumped on the mere motion of Cardoza.
4 penalties for 20 yards in the ballgame for the Bears, and that one will hurt them. That one will cost them.
That's going to give Waterford a 1st down up to close to the 30-yard line, and that is a damaging penalty for the Bears. Just short, so it's going to be 3rd and a foot. That's, again...
We're going to send you to have your eyes checked.
No, that's twice that it's been 5 yards, and it hasn't really been 5. 5 meant 6.
Come see the doctor afterwards. I'll write your prescription.
Oh, listen, it says 5 yards. It's supposed to be 5
we'll
yards.
Get you some contacts.
It's 5, and there's no half on the scoreboard that says 5.5 yards. So 3rd and a half a yard, ball sitting on the 30-yard line. Hoagland stands at his own 35. Hands off to Bars, and Bars is popped, but he's got enough for the 1st down. Big hitting by the linebackers of the Stonington Bears. Woodworth, Whipple, coming out of the pack, having popped Bars, but he crosses the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st down, Waterford.
And again, that offsides penalty was very costly for this Bears offense. They made that an easy 3rd down conversion for the Lancers.
Yes, they did. 1st down. Craig and Cardoza go left. Anna Bellini goes right. Bars is the back, stands to the right of Hoagland. In motion, Cardoza. Across the formation. Hoagland's going to keep it himself, straight up the middle. Gets about 3 off a left tackle. And like you said, he's not fooling anybody. Connor Woodworth on the tackle after a gain of perhaps 3.
NFA 35, Bacon, nothing up at the academy.
Which academy?
Yes.
They're both academies.
Yes, sir.
So which academy are they playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're playing NFA tonight.
That says Bacon doesn't have lights. You should
No, it's at Bacon. No, it's at Bacon.
Bacon doesn't have lights? No lights and bacon. Bacon's we're in Old Town. 2nd and 8. Hoagland fakes it, gives it to Cardoza on right end. Cardoza got to get speed to the corner. Cardoza's got a first down, cuts it down the sideline, inside the 10-yard line, where he's ridden out of bounds, but it will be 1st and goal. Lancers inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
There you see Cardoza. Speed and space is his friend on a jet sweep that time. Cardoza, his biggest carry of the ball game. And Waterford, just like that, Casey, right down the field in business to get back the 6 points their defense just gave up.
1st and goal, Lancers ball at the 6. Annabellini goes wide left. Now Cardoza and Craig wide right. Hoagland from the shotgun with Bars. Little delay, counter to Bars. Bars cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Waterford Lancers. Luke Bars with a beautiful, patient run. And the Lancers answer the Bears 6 with 6 of their own.
15 carries for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns on the night for the big Waterford tailback. Huge score that time for the Lancers, answering the bell.
And pretty easily heading right down the field with 4:56 remaining in the 3rd period, 18-7. And we'll see what Waterford does here if they go for 2.
A personal foul down there in the field on the Stonington Bears. I'm not going to use chippiness. Shenanigans.
Lots of extracurricular activity.
A lot of chirping going on down
Chirping's
there.
a good word. Chirping's good. Yeah, we like chirping. A little roughhousing.
Roughhousing is good. It's a good football term, yeah.
So that's going to give Hoagland a little easier shot at it. 18-7. Waterford now on top. Hoagland will kick the ball from the 10-yard line. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 4:56 remaining here in the 3rd period, Waterford increases its lead 19-7.
Yeah, and almost too easy that time. Stonington giving, Waterford good field position. Actually, Waterford started at the Bears' 41-yard line off the short kick and a good return, that time by Cantris. It was just, it's tough. It's very, very tough in this ball game, in these football games, Casey, not to give short fields. Case in point right there.
2 big plays sandwiched around a costly penalty. The first big play was the Cantris return of the squib kick, which got them in great field position. Then the costly penalty, which made it 3rd and short, followed by the first time we've seen Cardoza on the end around, and that was the big play that got him down inside the 6-yard line for the goal line play, which we just saw a touchdown. So Lancers back on top.
Yeah, on the flip side, too, that's the most life we've seen out of this Lancers offense since actually the opening drive.
Hoagland will kick it off from his own 40-yard line. Now we got to see the Bears respond, and let's see if the Waterford defensive people drew anything up to counterbalance this spread that the Bears
we shall see. Yeah.
Imagine practicing all week long for the double wing, and then suddenly they go spread on you. I mean, that's a whole day. I guarantee you they haven't practiced against this offense.
No, a lot of finger pointing going on over there in the Waterford sideline, too.
So it's like you and me.
Yeah.
And we're going to have, this is the unsportsmanlike penalty being enforced now. So Spencer Hoagland will kick it from a place where he could make a field goal.
He would kick this ball to Pawcatuck from where he's at right now.
I want to see him try to make the field goal here. This is from the Stonington 45-yard line.
55-yard field goal.
It would be a 55-yard field goal. I would really like to see him try to put this through the uprights.
He's got the leg for it.
I would like to see that. We're going to see how far he kicks this thing. From the Stonington 45-yard line, Hoagland will kick the ball off. He approaches the football. And he kicks a low-line drive that bounces up and into the end zone for a touchback. You cannot return it once it bounces and crosses the goal line. So he didn't bang it through the uprights, but he got the job done. Ball at the 20-yard line for the Bears.
That was a knuckleball. I think he's got a little leg in him. I think he could have made that.
I think so too, but I think he was trying to do what he did, which is bang it so that he fields it at the 1-yard line and they have that lousy field position, or end zone for 20.
Well, there you go. The Bears' offense has got to go 80 yards with just under 5 minutes here to go in the third quarter.
See if they come back out. I mean, they got to come back out in that spread. Here we go. They're back out in the spread. Donahue is the lone setback to the right of Wallace. Not as deep a shotgun as you see from Waterford. Wallace from a shorter shotgun. Wallace keeps it himself, and Cardoza comes up and hits him early, but a gain of 4.
Adjustments made up front by the Waterford defense that time, especially with the linebackers pinching down on the center. creating less space up there for the Bears to run in.
Still a gain of 4, though, 2nd and 6. And I want to see the first time Stonington goes play action out of this or does something where they throw the ball. I want to see if they do anything other than just run the football out of the spread.
I got some playmakers over there. Riley Burnside got a set of hands. We've seen that. No completions, though, for Wallace from the quarterback position.
Wallace is in the shotgun with Donahue to his right. He's going to throw. Plenty of time. Deep over the middle. He's got Bebo at midfield. And there's the first completion for a big play inside Waterford territory to David Bebo.
23 yards on the completion from Wallace to Bebo. And there you see the arm of young Wallace. Nice pitch and catch that time.
I love Bebo running down the seam, right down the hash. Wide open into that zone of Waterford, and a great throw by Wallace on the money, and the Bears are back in business in Waterford territory. 1st and 10, Stonington. Wallace from the shotgun. Gonna throw it again. Has time, now pressured, steps up, and throws it away. Had a chance to get it out to Jack Donahue, but overthrew it, but I think he was also wise to just get rid of that football. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the Waterford 48-yard line.
Yeah, smart decision that time by Wallace Casey. He was looking downfield. Credit the Lancers secondary, back there. Devin Craig, number 1 back there playing center field. Nice job by Waterford staying home on defense.
Yeah, the Waterford Lancers that time had that one figured out. They kind of gave it a nice read, but a smart play from Wallace, who A.J. Massengale says is a great football player, makes good decisions. We've seen lots of good decisions from him tonight. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself straight up the middle, has a nice gain off a right tackle before he is wrestled to the ground by August Stewart. But that's a gain of 5 on 1st down for Liam Wallace.
In the first half, too, the Waterford Lancer defense, showing you 8-9 men in the box, have to play an entirely different style against this spread offense. That's surprisingly Stonington has come out with here in the second half.
It's going to be now 3rd and 5, 3:15 remaining. Wallace has DeDominicis with him standing to his right. Wallace going to throw to Burnside. He wanted to do a little flanker screen to Burnside. Incomplete. And I think Stonington's going to have to go for it here on 4th and 5 and risk giving Waterford good field position, but down 2 scores with only 3:08 remaining in the 3rd period. Maybe a little time to take a chance.
Yeah, and Wallace's body at that time on the throw was a little sideways. He had no mustard behind that throw. He just kind of flipped it out there to Burnside and to Flat Casey. Real important for a quarterback to set his feet.
One of the hard things to teach young kids at any age is that you have, is the precision of footwork every single time. Every single time. Even if it's an easy throw, got to get the good footwork. 4th down. Wallace, plenty of time, throws over the middle. It's complete, and it looks like it will be a 1st down to Owen Donahue. Donahue crosses the 35-yard line, and that will be a Stonington 1st down.
Yeah, great read that time by Wallace as Donahue came out of almost a tight end position all the way across the formation. Nice pitch and catch that time. Again, Stonington rolling the dice, gambling a little bit on 4th down, and it paid big dividends. 1st and 10 from the Lancer, 35.
Down under 3 minutes to go. Stonington moving the ball. Twins right, twins left. Wallace from the shotgun. Straight drop. Has time. Deep down the sidelines. He has a man, and he just overthrows Burnside at the 10-yard line. Riley Burnside had his men beat, and Wallace just overthrew him.
Yeah, he had a step, no doubt about it. Burnside's the playmaker on the outside. A nice throw by Wallace. Just needed a little more air underneath that, and it would have been 6 points.
Yeah, when he put it out there, I thought that was a touchdown, but that ball just sailed a little bit farther than Burnside could get to. But I like the aggressiveness of the Bears, taking a shot now.
Yeah.
Suddenly now from going from all running out of the spread to letting Liam Wallace throw the football.
Yeah, he's looked good. He's looked very comfortable back there doing that as well.
DeDominicis is to the right of Wallace. Wallace on the quarterback keeper. Gets a block from DeDominicis. Cuts it to the outside and can't break the tackle of Chris Cantris. Otherwise, Wallace would have had sideline daylight.
Cantris had him on the back of the jersey and dragged him down. Almost a horse collar tackle on that play. We'll bring up a big 3rd down here for the Stonington offense. And again, Casey, you've got to be thinking probably two-down territory at this point in the ballgame.
Yeah, 3rd and 7, and if it wasn't for Cantris holding on for dear life, Wallace would have had the
It's a big
sideline. It would have been a first down, but credit Cantris with the toughness. 3rd and 7, 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Wallace from the shotgun, gonna throw. Little screen to Burnside. Burnside's got a blocker. Burnside's got to the outside. Burnside cuts it up inside. Burnside still on his feet. Riley Burnside hunting for the end zone, gets into the 5, and a flag. That flag comes in late, but Burnside got inside the 5-yard line. A huge play on third down. First down, Bears.
30-yard reception that time by Riley Burnside, and you saw that kid making moves on that play to get down to the 5-yard line.
I think we're going to get a face mask penalty against Waterford, and that'll make it 1st and goal even closer. It's going to be 1st and goal regardless. We've got a penalty against the Lancers, but it's going to be 1st and goal Stonington on a really well-designed play. They went back to that same flanker screen to Burnside.
Yeah, 80 yards passing on this drive alone for Liam Wallace. A great change of pace here for the Stonington Bears offense.
Now look what happens. They get down to the goal line here.
Yeah.
1st and goal. They're going back to the double wing. D. Dominicus is the back. Wallace under center. Wallace. And nothing there that time. And the Lancers were not fooled as they tried to give the ball to a different back whose number, quite frankly, I can't see. But nothing there. But I have to question this. Why are we tricking things up here? We've had nothing but success from the spread. I think you'll see A.J. Massengale take one play at this and get back to the spread again.
No, I'd go right back to the spread right now. Yeah, definitely. I thought Wallace make a play with his feet, too.
Loss of 5 that time.
Yeah, tough.
And here we go back to the spread offense. So, okay, we're going to scrap that double wing now. Wallace from the shotgun's got Donahue to his left. Good snap. Going to keep it himself. And Waterford is ready for it again. Ball's loose. But the officials say he was down. But it is going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. And we are under a minute remaining here in the third period.
And now you got to do something different. You're in a position where you have to do something different. So, maybe you look for Owen Donahue coming across the formation. Look to throw the ball maybe towards the end zone.
And you got to go for a touchdown here. A field goal.
Yeah.
It keeps it a 2-score game. That 19-7 lead for Waterford. With 28 seconds remaining in the third.
Yeah, sorry, Case. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter.
Wallace is going to go from the shotgun again with Donahue to his right. Twin receivers right, twin receivers left. Wallace going to throw. Has some time. Pressured over the middle, and it's incomplete. And you had it right. He was looking for Whipple down at the goal line. Incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
They're going to have to go for it here if you're the Stonington Bears. Again, 80 yards passing on this drive alone for the young quarterback and Wallace, and needs a big play right now on 4th down.
And I got to go back to the 1st and goal when they went back to the double wing and Waterford gave them a 5-yard loss. They have not done the double wing this whole half. They've been ripping up yardage out of the spread. Sometimes coaches get a little tricky for their own good, and I know A.J. Massengale would like to have that one back again. Now we're going to send twin receivers right with a double wing. Now Donahue shuffles right. Wallace going to throw. Rolls right. Pressured. Throws it in the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Grandieri was all over Liam Wallace, and the Lancers defense holds in what is a huge stand for them. 8 seconds remaining in the third period, and they maintain their 19-7 lead.
Jack Donahue, the intended receiver on the play, and again, credit Kevin Grandieri for making the big hit and putting the pressure on Wallace in a drive, a huge drive for the Stonington Bears. Stalls inside of the Waterford 10-yard line.
I go back all the way to the scrimmage we watched, NFA Waterford. Grandieri was making plays. We knew he was poised for a big season. Hoagland from the shotgun, hands it off to Bars, off a right tackle, and not a lot there. Credit that Bears defense. If they can hold, they should get the ball back in really good field position, and we have an entire quarter to go. That is the end of the third period. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com from Stonington High School. As the hands go in the air with the 4 fingers up, it's 19-7 Waterford with 1 quarter remaining.
Get you some of the scores in the out-of-town scoreboard. Casey, a lot of action going on tonight. In the ECC, the Twitter account seems to be firing pretty slowly tonight.
But you got it. You're all over it. Sports Doctor's all over it.
I'm on it. 48-0. NFA over Bacon. We're all set with that score?
Oof.
48-0.
Listen, it's two different teams.
Get you some other scores here around the league right now. It's East Lyme down 42-6 again at home against Killingly. 42-6.
Yeah, well, Killingly also only one loss this year to New London.
49-6 now.
All right.
55-0 NFA over Bacon.
All right.
We're just going to continue these scores coming in.
There's one score we want. There's only one game we want to score on right now.
6-6. New London still with Hill House.
Where's that game? How much left in that one?
Wilbur-Cross. I'm sorry. Wilbur-Cross leads 13-6.
Ooh, Wilbur-Cross.
13-6 in the third quarter.
Wilbur-Cross 13, New London 6 in the third quarter. Whalers trying to stay undefeated here with a big Thanksgiving Day game, and that second loss, if they encounter it, might hurt them. So they are still fighting here. We're going to have 2nd and 9 as we start the fourth quarter. Waterford now going left to right. Hoagland from the shotgun. Hoagland hands the ball off to Bars. Bars has the sideline and a great tackle by Woodworth out on the outside. Check that. Owen Donahue comes up with a great tackle on Bars. I thought he had first down all over it. Instead, it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, nice job that time on a tackle by it was Donahue. Owen Donahue.
Donahue with the submarine tackle.
Yeah.
The taking out the legs of Bars. Bars
Senior.
looks like he's running hard when he runs with the football. The legs are
He's
churning.
a big kid.
I wouldn't want to tackle
He's a big kid, but he's sneaky fast, too.
I wouldn't want to tackle.
No, he'd run you over.
I'd be jumping in the pile late.
He'd run you over.
I'd be piling on late. That'd be my thing. Cardoza in motion. Crosses Hoagland. Hoagland gives it to Bars. Bars fighting, but he's not going to have the first down. The Bears defense will hold, and since they're deep in their own territory, you got to expect Waterford's going to punt this thing away.
Yeah, should get the ball back here. A pretty decent field position if you're Stonington, and a big, huge stop on 3rd down.
It's going to bring up 4th and 5. Ball is at their own 16-yard line. Hoagland will punt it away, and Wallace and Burnside go back. How many times do you see a quarterback as the punt returner?
I like Burnside too. He's an athlete. He can spring one.
Snap is good. Hoagland hits it, shanks it a little bit off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce and take a big Waterford bounce. Picked up by Wallace. Crosses midfield, cuts it inside, and gets to the sideline to the 42-yard line where he's brought down by Peter Torello, and a flag on the play, but a gutsy play by Wallace. And we'll see what the penalty is, but as of right now, Stonington has it in Waterford territory.
Well, with 10 and a half minutes to go in this ball game, Casey, Stonington down by 2 scores. You got to think maybe they're going to get 2, maybe 3 possessions to finish up this ball game. So now it's the time to kick this offense into high gear.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5 possessions, depending on how much time they have it here and what they can do with Waterford. So they really need to...
They need to score right here with this good field position.
Absolutely. You might not get better field position than this. The officials are commiserating. These guys, I have to give this crew
Been
credit.
a lot of talking going on down here.
They like each other's company. But they've gotten the calls right, which is what we want more than anything else. Here's your call. Personal foul against Stonington.
Wow.
That's a tough one. That is going to bring the ball back into Waterford. Now we got a personal foul. 2 personal fouls against Stonington.
Oh, boy.
All right, so they're going to take it from
the stands are not happy about that.
So Waterford will now play defense on the Stonington side of the field instead of their own side of the field. The officials are going to walk it off into Stonington territory.
Coach A.J. Massengill just a little frustrated down there, hands down by his side, shaking his head. A 30-yard penalty.
So personal foul. They're going to keep walking. So what was going to be Stonington ball in Waterford territory at the 48-yard line instead goes all the way back to the Stonington 22-yard line. A 30-yard penalty.
That is the 9th combined personal foul or unsportsmanlike penalty in this ball game. That is way too much for a high school football game.
But this one is incredibly damaging. Taking the ball from in Waterford territory all the way now into the Stonington to the 22-yard line. A devastating double unsportsmanlike against the Bears. Uncharacteristic of this Bears team. 10:32 remaining and Waterford on top 19-7. Stonington will have the football at their own 22-yard line.
Coach A.J. Massengill down on the sidelines receiving an interpretation from the sideline judge.
He wants to know what that second unsportsmanlike penalty was all about.
Right. He still looks a little bit in disbelief down there, like I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Stonington going back to their double wing. Wallace under center. Wallace straight up the middle to Perilla, and Perilla is going to have a nice gain up across the 33-yard line. Depending on the spot, that might be enough for a first down. On first down, and it is. They're moving the chains, so first down and a little change of pace going back to the double wing.
Yeah, and the first time we've called Hayden Perilla's number since the first quarter. That time the speedy back, took to the outside, cut it back up for 11 yards. Good to move the sticks.
Right back to the ball. Wallace under center. This time in the other direction to Burnside. Burnside trying to get around left end. Not much there. Nice pursuit and tackling by the center of the Lancer line. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
And again, we're approaching just under 10 minutes left to go in this ballgame. This Stonington offense has got to go down by 2 touchdowns.
We're down under 10 minutes, as you said. Right back underneath. Wallace hands off to Burnside off a right end. Burnside trying to get to the outside, has the corner, cuts it back, tries to fight for the first down. He'll be short, but a big gain on second down by Riley Burnside. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
You know, and this is the second time that we've seen Stonington on game day in Wired Zone, and Burnside would be one of those all game day players. He is a terrific young high school football player.
Yeah, a lot of energy the way he runs the football, speed to the outside.
Only a sophomore.
A lot to come. Wallace under center, in motion. Wallace straight up the middle, and a first down and more for Stonington. Donahue crosses midfield, and Stonington will have a first down back where they belong.
Yeah, they've gotten the 30 yards back that they've blown on the both penalties that time. But again, here we go. This is, I want to see quick tempo and a quick pace out of this Stonington offense, and maybe take a shot or two down the field, Casey.
9-10, and the clock is ticking. You need a score, you need the ball back, and you need another score. Wallace under center. In motion, Burnside. Pitch right to Burnside. Burnside pressured, and a great tackle made out on the edge by Kyle Cardoza, and a loss of 4 on the play.
That was a deep pitch that time to Burnside in the backfield. We haven't seen that all night by this Stonington Bears team, and credit the Lancers and Cardoza and Grandary for busting into the backfield and making the stop.
2nd and 13. Stonington rushes up to the football. In motion, Burnside. Wallace going to throw. Rolls. Pressured. Throws a strike. Across midfield, it's not going to be enough for a first down, but it's complete to Jack Donahue. Ball marked at the 45-yard line, and it will at least make it a manageable 4th down.
You know, they're down by 2 scores on the scoreboard, but Stonington has outgained Waterford tonight 304 yards to 158 of total offense.
Don't love the spot, but it'll be 3rd and 8. Ball at the 46-yard line. I think that Donahue may have gotten a little more than that, but now they're going back to the spread. Wallace from the shotgun. Wallace going to throw. Straight drop. Has time. Throws low, and it's complete. Out on the edge to Whipple, but it's going to be short of the first down. He'll be at the 42-yard line, so that's going to bring up about 4th and 4 for the Bears, and with 7:40 remaining, this could be their last best chance.
Listen, you're going to look for Burnside, you're going to look for Donahue, you're going to look for Whipple, maybe get Wallace on the edge a little bit, Perilla in the flat as well.
Well, you just named their whole offense, so yeah,
There you
one of
go.
them's going to get the ball. Wallace rolls right, throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Cantris. Cantris goes down the sideline. One man to beat, and he can't beat him. Wallace saves a touchdown, but what a big play by Chris Cantris. Interception on 4th down, takes it all the way inside the 20 for the Lancers.
Could be a dagger for this Stonington Bear team who had something going on. Big play by that Waterford Lancer defense, Casey. Huge turnover with 8 minutes left to go. Just around 8 minutes left to go in this ballgame. 7 minutes and 16 seconds, I'm sorry.
Wallace had a man, just threw it a little bit underthrown, and Cantris went up and made the play. 7:16 remaining, and now Waterford looking to put this one away. Hoagland from the shotgun. Straight up the middle it goes to Bars. Bars breaks a tackle. Bars still on his feet. Crosses the 10 inside down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and short, and Waterford looking to put that final nail into the Stonington coffin.
That was the 4th turner of the night for the Stonington Bears offense on that interception, and that could be costly.
2nd and 2 from the 7-yard line. Annabellini goes wide right. Hoagland in the shotgun. Bars stands to his left looking for another score. Hoagland gives it to Bars. Bars dives towards the 5-yard line looking for that first down, and he'll have it. And it's going to be third. Actually, we're going to move the chains here. Yes, we are. And it's going to be first and goal from the 5.
Going to see a lot of Luke Bars here down inside the 5-yard line for the Waterford Lancers. He has 3 touchdowns on the night so far. Would be your go-to guy if you're the Lancers, Casey O'Neill.
Yes, Bars has been it. He's got 3 so far, looking for 1 more. He stands to the left of Spencer Hoagland from the shotgun from the 5-yard line. Handoff, kept Hoagland, keeps it himself. Hoagland, legs churning, pushing forward, and they're saying down on the goal line is Hoagland, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from maybe the 1-foot line.
Little read option that time by Hoagland. He actually took the ball out of the belly of Bars, kept it himself, picked up 4 yards, or bring up 2nd down and goal from the 1.
It's like he said, hey, Luke, not for nothing,
share the wealth.
You got 3. Let me get one of these. 2nd and goal from the 1-foot line. Under 6 minutes remaining. Waterford looking to sort of put this one away. Now they're going to go I formation. Bars is the fullback and Luther Wade, the tailback. Hoagland under center. Gives it to Bars straight up the middle. And hey, number 6, that's number 4.
Use the force, Luke. 4 touchdowns tonight for Luke Bars, senior tailback for the Waterford Lancers. And that's a big, big score and a dagger for this Stonington Bears football team, Casey.
25-7, just like that. The Lancers pull away, and some of the fans start marching towards the exits.
21 carries for 84 yards and 4 touchdowns for the senior tailback and Lancer Nation.
Hoagland to kick the extra point out of the hold of Cardoza. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is good. And with 5:29 remaining in the ball game, Waterford increases its lead to 26-7.
Oh, my Twitter update failed me all night long, and is an updated score. It's New London 19, Wilbur Cross 6, with 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So it looks like that New London offense is rolling. 56-6, Killingly beats East Lyme, and NFA was just drubbing Bacon. Montville is down. I'm sorry, Fitch leads Montville 35-21 after the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's a good game right
good
there.
Good ball game.
That's a good game right there. Fitch Fitch is definitely the helter-skelter
team. What a
team
Jekyll and Hyde team.
Really,
my God.
We have seen them look as good on offense as anyone and as dysfunctional as anyone. We've seen it a couple times this year, but again, we got to remember that Coach Mike Ellis is still in the early stages of changing the culture back at Fitch High School, and I believe there are good things to come for the Falcons in the next few years.
Let's get all the kids on the same page down there. I mean, Mike Ellis has done a good job. He's got a great staff. He's just got to get all the kids to buy in, as they would say, to the program.
He said, I got to get them to remember what Fitch football is all about.
Right.
From the 40-yard line, Hoagland to kick the ball off. Big, high, spiraling kick sends Wallace back to his own 5-yard line. Straight up the middle, Wallace crosses the 25-yard line to the 27. It'll be first down Stonington, but right now they're just playing to get some more points on the board because they trail 26-7 with only 5:24 remaining here in the ballgame.
Yeah, and this has been a good football game. Stonington has made some plays. They've moved the ball. They're outgaining Waterford by over 140 yards of total offense. But, when you go to, 3 fumbles and a couple picks and some bad turnovers, in high school football, Casey, those are huge momentum swingers.
Yeah, Waterford had a 12-0 lead with under 20 yards of offense.
Yes.
Because they were so set up by that turnovers. Whipple split out left. We're going to go shotgun from Wallace, and Donahue is his setback standing to his left. Wallace going to throw. Throws it out in the flat and overthrown out there for Garrett Berger. Play we haven't seen yet before, but It had the Waterford secondary a little bit confused, but he just overthrew Berger.
Yeah, Berger was open. He was running down the sidelines that time, and a good thrown ball there would have been a big play.
What happens when Waterford plays Bacon? You got a Bacon Burger.
Bacon Burger?
Yeah, Bacon Burger.
Bacon Burger.
You like that, don't you? 5:20 remaining here in the ball game. 2nd down and 10 for the Bears. Well, of course, the sports doctor is going to head down to the field to talk to Waterford coach John Strecker at the end of this thing. Wallace from the shotgun, plenty of time. Now he rolls left, pressured, still rolling, tucks it himself, crosses the 30, and crosses the 35-yard line before he's wrestled out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Bears. The sports doctor will head down to the field in a moment. We're under 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, all Waterford really wants to do right now is just keep everything in front of them a little bit. Don't give up the big play. Make Stonington earn it, and also tackle the guys in bounds.
Yeah, they got their two safeties standing on the other side of midfield, about 20 yards away from the play. They're not going to get burned deep for a big play. Are the Lancer defense. 3rd down and 4. Wallace from the shotgun at his own 30. Straight drop, looking to throw, disrupted, pressured, and he is going to be sacked. Great job that time by the Lancers secondary, and Doug Green cleaned up Wallace at the 28-yard line, but credit that as a coverage sack because the Lancers had everyone blanketed, allowed Green to get in, and sack Wallace. 4th down, Stonington.
Big Ben Conti came in and cleaned up the work, too, for the, Hunter Halford came in and cleaned up the mess for the Waterford Lancers as well. And again, like you said, nobody opened downfield. Waterford's got their safeties 20, 25 yards off the line of scrimmage, trying to keep everything in front of them.
Going to be 4th and 8 from their own 30-yard line. One last gasp here for Stonington. If they don't get this, Waterford will take off significant time. Little double reverse, ball's on the turf, dropped by Perilla, but they're saying it's a pass, incomplete pass. I don't see how that's possible.
They're calling it a shuttle pass.
Sure, okay. That works for me.
All right.
All right, well, that's a turnover on downs, no matter how you cut it, and it sets up Waterford in really good field position at the 25-yard line of Stonington. 3:30 remaining here in the ballgame.
Well, I mean, it was an interesting ballgame, Casey. You got to think right now Waterford's just going to chew up the clock, but it's one of those games where, turnovers really, really hurt the Bears tonight.
Yeah, and I think when you ask Coach Strecker, you got to say, you got to ask him how much can you continue to win with turnovers and unsportsmanlike penalties?
Yeah. 3 turnovers, a pick, and 5 turnovers on downs for the Stonington offense tonight. That is the telling story of tonight's ballgame.
I formation with Luther Wade as the tailback. Wade gets the handoff off a right tackle, and the Bears defense doesn't have any quit in them, that's for sure, as they wrestle Wade back all the way back behind the line of scrimmage. He'll gain maybe a yard, and we're down to 3 minutes remaining here in the ballgame.
We'll head down there in the field. We'll talk to Coach Strecker, Casey, and we'll get the scoop, give you the inside information on the ballgame.
Remember, you're going to have to either hustle or hop the fence because you don't have an easy access here from this area. We'll get you on the board here. Under 3 minutes remaining. Waterford 26-7 over the Bears of Stonington. Hoagland goes back to the shotgun. Wade is his setback to his left. Hoagland hands the ball off to Wade. Wade gets into the secondary, fighting towards the 20-yard line to the 22. DeDominicis finally gets him down at the 22-yard line, but it'll leave him just shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 3. Ball's going to be marked at the 22-yard line. We're down to about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, clock ticking. So when Waterford runs this next snap, we will be down to about 2 minutes remaining in the ballgame. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, heading back down to the field to talk to winning coach John Strecker in a moment on this 3rd and 3. Hoagland from the shotgun. Wade stands to his left. Hoagland keeps it, rolls left, cuts it back, close to a first down, but just shy. It'll be right down to the 21-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. And they are marking it just shy, so 4th down and let's call it a yard and a half. Ball at the 22-yard line, 1:30 remaining left in this ball game. Waterford will add another victory and go to 5-2 on the season. The Bears will fall to 500 at 4-4. Hoagland from the shotgun. Ball at the 22-yard line. 4th down. We're heading down to a minute. Hoagland. Snap. Hands off to Wade. Wade's going to look like he crosses the 20-yard line, which, if in fact he does, it gives them a 1st down, and that will be enough for Waterford to run the clock out. The officials blow it dead with exactly 1 minute remaining in the ball game, and depending on the spot, which looks to be enough for a 1st down, that should be enough for Waterford to run the clock out on what has been a very strange victory over the Stonington Bears, a game marred by turnovers and penalties and some offensive futility at time. The Bears not doing themselves any favors with multiple turnovers, multiple failures on 4th down, a couple of very key penalties. On the flip side of things, the Lancers are going to overcome multiple unsportsmanlike penalties. They're going to have a hold on this one on 3rd down, so that'll bring up 4th and long. The Lancers are going to overcome multiple penalties of the unsportsmanlike nature, as well as a couple of turnovers on their own right, and somehow, despite all of that, put 26 points up on the board on a 4-touchdown night from Luke Bars, the Waterford Lancer running back with 4 touchdowns on the night, allowing Spencer Hoagland to do mostly the handing off. Hoagland is normally a threat of his own. Next week, we will be at East Lyme High School. Not for a Viking game, but for a game being played at East Lyme High School by the... And then after that, we will be at New London High School for the Lancers and New London, and then, of course, Thanksgiving Day. Hoagland's going to try a field goal. Ball's marked at the 40. It's going to be a 50-yard field goal. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it's long enough, but it is hooked well left. It's not, it's a no good wide left. Hoagland had the leg, but not enough of the accuracy. Ball goes wide left, and that will turn it over to Stonington with 25 seconds remaining in the ball game. So again, join us in 2 weeks for what could be a very interesting battle between the Waterford High School Lancers and the New London High School Whalers. And then on Thanksgiving Day, the oldest high school football rivalry in the country, the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats, on their way to a victory tonight over Bacon Academy, will head down to New London High School to play the New London High School Whalers, who are heading towards a victory at Wilbur Cross tonight, which will keep them undefeated, and the oldest high school football rivalry in the nation. So join us for game day each of the next 3 weeks as we bring you high school football. Stonington will run the clock out here, hands the ball off on 1st down, and the Bears, with only 18 seconds remaining in the game, are content to run the clock out. Run that time by Nate Miller. Miller had a gain of 10. That'll run it down. 15 seconds remaining. The Bears will get up and run one more play as Miller got 10 on 1st down. Miller gets the handoff again. Miller straight up the middle. Now cuts it to the outside. Cuts it back inside. Another 1st down to the 45-yard line, but that will do it. Your final score here from Stonington High School. The Lancers of Waterford 26, the Bears 7, and the teams are going to meet up at midfield to shake hands, and then we're going to send it down to the sports doctor, who is going to talk to Waterford High School coach John Strecker, find out his thoughts after this victory from his Lancer team. The Bears fall to 4-4, having lost to Killingly, NFA, New London, and now Waterford. 4 tough losses for Stonington tonight, a game marred by turnovers, penalties, and futility on 4th down, but a game Stonington offense shook things up and made it interesting in the second half, going from their patented double wing to a spread offense, showing some success. Gotta love the play of quarterback Liam Wallace on the ground, throwing the football, but at the end it was just a little too much Waterford. And again, they overcame numerous unsportsmanlike penalties as well as some turnovers to win this ball game. The sports doctor is down on the field. He is looking for Waterford coach John Strecker. And as soon as he has him here in a moment, we will send it down to him for some comments. Sports Doctor has John Strecker. We're setting it up. And as soon as the Sports Doctor is ready, we will take it on down to the Sports Doctor.
Coach, you guys took advantage of 4 Stonington turnovers, 3 fumbles, and an interception tonight.
Yeah, it's much nicer to be on that side of it than we have been the other couple times. Getting 4 is better than giving up 5 like we've done a couple times. Yeah.
Back-to-back losses. How important is it for this program to come on the road and win a ball game like this?
Well, we lost. We had to win another loss. So it wasn't back-to-back. But yeah, it's phenomenal. This is the biggest game this program's been in November in a while. These kids stepped up. They had a great game. Yeah. Ready to go.
Talk about, the play of the offensive line, the running game, all seems to start to click a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, we've had some injuries and some illness on the offensive line the last few weeks, but we had everybody back today. We're up to full strength, and they did a great job. They stepped it up. They took personal responsibility for it, and they took care of business.
A little chippiness on the field, 7 unsportsmanlike penalties. Is that just football, kids being kids?
Yeah, kids being kids, and going back to last year, there's a little history with some of these guys in Stonington, and we tried to tamp that stuff down, and hopefully, it didn't get out of control, and kept getting business.
All right, good luck the rest of the week. Go celebrate your team, Coach. All right, nice job. Casey, big win. Coach talked about it, coming on the road, and this one happy group of Waterford Lancers.
Thank you, Sports Doctor.